Microphone's way over there.
Microphones. Oh yeah, we need a microphone.
Right. People
Right.
want to listen when we talk.
Yeah.
Joke's on them. No, they don't. Did it start? Countdown. 2, 1.
Start.
Woo! So how is everyone this fine insert time of the day?
No.
Oh,
Now
we
it
started.
is. Now it's starting.
It's live. Oh
Live.
man.
Okay.
Oh my.
Oh, my.
Hello.
Oh.
Oh my.
Oh.
What is all that? Is that the back of the microphone?
Oh yeah, we need a microphone.
Right.
What's the
People
back
want
of
to listen.
What?
Wait, never mind. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
'cause
I'm
it's
looking at
not-
the screen. This. Yeah, it is the monitor.
Just zoom in, fool.
Nope. Fixed it. Nailed it. See what I did there?
Yeah.
I fixed it.
Good job, Owen.
We lost people because of that.
We
Can't
lost.
see what's going on.
Can't see.
And we quit.
Yeah. So
So,
here we are.
here we are.
Another.
Wow, that is orange.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's the monitor.
Oh yeah, this monitor's also terrible.
Yeah.
Got to remember that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, here we are, right before Christmas.
Saturday,
4 days before Christmas.
December
Basically,
what?
right before
21st,
Yeah, 21st.
2013.
Yep. And I'm here, and Chris is here.
I'm here. In body.
Woo! And welcome to a live show on my YouTube channel for the 5 of you that showed up. We actually lost a lot of people, and well, as soon as we started talking, everyone left. We're like, "Oh, whoa! I
whoa.
forgot who I was looking at here." No,
Who's the
I don't want
cooler?
to. I don't want to stay for that. But yeah, we're here to just do a late night hangout, eat chocolate, chat, kind of deal. Might play some video games. Might play some tabletop games.
Yeah, it's really wide open.
It really is.
Give him his daily beating. See, Pony Punch is a good kid.
And the band hammer comes down. What kind of control do I have? Remove, report, and block, and flag. Don't worry, I love all comments.
Now, so far, how you digging this though? Like as far as like Twitch is concerned, because you like way the cooler. Fuck.
Way of the
Gaming with the
brush.
cooler. Yeah, gaming with the brush. That's what we should have called this: gaming with the brush, or way of the cooler.
Way of the cooler should have been.
Christmas special, and then put in after it way of the cooler. Yeah, change the name. There we go. Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
There we go.
Way of the cooler.
It's Christmas-ish. I think
It's
I'm going to give
Christmas.
something away tonight, too.
Give something away. What are you gonna give away?
Probably a Morgul.
Oh, more. Because you got like 10 of them.
Because I have 4. So, yeah, if you can see some of these models there. I just got a Scorn army of Duders. And I'll probably just give one of those away to somebody. So anybody who wants a model, at some point tonight, we will do a giveaway. Because it's Christmas.
How long are we gonna be on?
When are we?
Hours?
We're not getting off. This is live till Christmas.
Yeah, this goes till Christmas.
This goes till Christmas. Yep.
Until they can actually see all the funk in the air, and it's all.
There's gonna be the 8-hour napathon. Everybody
Just watch us sleep.
Yeah, watch us sleep. You're gonna turn off all the lights. It's just
Just curl up on the floor here. Just, oh, yeah. Oh. There we go.
the best part. Gaming of the brush.
Gaming of the brush. Oh. Crap. Yeah. So.
So anyway,
I
we-
think we should get to our first.
our first topic,
Our first initial.
the first and only topic we have,
Yeah, as far as we took this. Yeah.
as far as that we planned. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had one topic. So Chris and I, and David, who is
And
now
David.
gone, because he's gone to be a stripper. He and
Manhorn.
it's not Manhorn.
It's Manhorn.
It is. It is. He makes money.
Yeah.
Anyway, aside from my social life, we were sitting around trying to figure out a way to make to make... Well, my heart's freaking out. I think I'm going to have a heart attack.
Well, I'm not giving you both the most.
Gotta keep eating chocolate.
Figuring out a way. Huh? Who's
To
on
make
what now?
Warhammer 40k playing War Machine rules. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the idea. So Chris and I and Stripper Dave sat down to try and figure out how to convert models in 40k, mostly Imperium, we were focusing on human factions, into what their equivalents would be in a War Machine faction, and what would count as what, and what kind of stat line we're looking at. In order to be really part of this conversation, though, you have to have a good understanding of both War Machine and 40k. So out of you 12 people there, who knows how to play War Machine and 40k?
Probably a few.
Probably a few.
Yeah. But, okay, so now some of you might not be that familiar with War Machine, or even 40k for that matter.
Yep.
But
nobody's familiar with 40k.
Basically, yeah, because the idea is, like, everybody's kind of, had the idea of, well, what if we had a 40k army versus a fantasy army, right?
Yep.
Like Bretonnians versus Space Marines kind of thing. But then we thought, well, let's take it another step further, and let's include a 40k army into War Machine. And so, our first attempt at this is the Forces of the Imperium, okay? For Warcasters, we have an Inquisitor who's roughly, like Gareth, a Chapter Master, Space Marine Chapter Master, who's more like Resnick for Menoth, and an Imperial Guard Colonel who's more like Vindictus. And so basically, what we're going to do is we're going to take these characters as the basic,
I think we just caught up to the who knows how to play this game.
Yeah.
That's a disconnect.
No, well, it's not the way the comments go. It's not like a full on chat. It's more like comments.
Follow-up?
Yeah. So like it'll
Twitch kind of wins in that regard then.
Yeah, it's not a proper chat room. It's still more like YouTube comments, but that's fine. It's because it stops spamming and it's.
That's true.
So anyway, so those basically borrowing other casters, but then once we kind of have that baseline, then we can tweak them around and make them a little bit more fluffy. And so our next thing is like a Warjack Heavy, a Dreadnought, which is more like a Khador Demolisher, and a Sentinel, which is more like a Retribution Phoenix, a Lightjack, which is a Terminator, more like a Signar Hunter, a Centurion, which is more like a Cyclone. What's that, a Signar?
Yeah.
A Signar Cyclone? Yeah, okay. And then an Ogren, which is more like a Gorgon. And then for units, we have Space Marines, which are like the Knight Exemplars, Guardsmen, which are more like the Winter Guard, Space Marine Scouts, which are more like the Mage Hunter Infiltrators, Conscripts, which are more like Menoth Zealots, and then Space Marine Bikes, which are more like Signar Heavy Cav. I can't remember what the name is. And then for solos, we have
Stormlances.
Stormlances.
Yeah,
that sounds about right. Stormlances.
Sure.
And then for solos, we have Rattlings, where they're more like the Ghost Snipers for Ret. An Apothecary, which is more like an Enigma Foundry. A Tech Marine, which is more like a Goblin Tinkerer. A Librarian, which is more like a Journeyman, but
Cyrus.
pick your Journeyman. What's that?
I was like Enigma Foundry. Oh, Cyrus. Convergence.
Yeah, Convergence Cyrus, yeah.
You can tell we had some like biased people here. Where it was
Yeah.
basically like Menoth, Ret, and Menoth again.
Yeah. But it's more...
It's what I know, so yeah.
Well, it's what you know, but it's also like, because in 40k, shooting is so prevalent.
And they are Crusaders.
And, in War Machine, yeah. And so a Chaplain, which would be a unit detachment, we're not sure how he would fit in. A Commissar, which would be more like Kovnik Joe. Kovnik?
It's neither of those names. I don't actually know what his real name
Oh.
is, but everyone just calls him Kovnik Joe.
Oh, okay.
And he's the one who runs with Winter Guard and gives them tough and desperate pace and additional die to hit and stuff like that.
And then an Engine Seer, which is more like a Dirty Meg, kind of just a repair kind of model. Could be, what's the repair guys for Menoth?
Mechanics.
Yeah,
That's what they are. They're vessel mechanics.
And so that's our initial idea for converting a Space Marine army or an Imperial army, a 40k army, into War Machine. And yeah, so we're gonna have to play with that a little bit.
But that's the idea.
And then we'll do up their bases as well. You know,
Yeah,
so
put them all so they're all playing on the same bases.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out stat lines. Like we compared them to all these other models that already exist and would copy theirs and then adjust them a bit based on fluff to end up with something more accurate to what we actually think that they would represent.
Yeah.
Like Space Marines would be like a Knight Exemplar unit only with guns. Therefore, they should be POW 11 Weapon Master guns. And every time one dies, their gun gets stronger. Yeah? Yeah?
No. How does a bolter gun get stronger when the guy next to him dies?
Joseph Grigorgovich.
Grigorgovich. Oh, that's a name.
That's why we call him Kovnik Joe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, how is the reindeer penis this time of year, Chris?
It's good. It's actually a little bit maple flavored.
A servitor could be a gobber, tinker, or mechanics.
Yeah.
Servitor could be like, or you could have an engine seer with a bunch of servitors as a unit mechanic, like the Kador guys have.
Yeah.
Where you get like +1 for each duder who's nearby.
Well, I was even thinking of like the damn servitors, or not the servitors, but the skulls, the servo skulls.
Mm.
You know,
could do
more
those,
like the Cyrus ones. You know.
You could do that, but you could also do that as like a an attendant, warcaster attachment. Like similar to like Rax and
that's initially what Dave was saying about the librarian, making him attached to
a warcaster.
Yeah, warcaster
in the same sense as like a Hierophant.
Yeah,
or
like
Silas,
that, right?
or.
But I figured no, like because a librarian could just as easily be a warcaster. You know, like somebody like Librarian Tigurius kind of thing, right? Make him a warcaster.
Yeah.
And.
Yeah, Vector Falcon. That was. The trouble is coming to the comparison between stat lines. The difference between rolling D6s and 2D6s, and then the ability to boost. It changes the game very much.
Well, it doesn't. It just changes the way you view it in 40K, because 40K doesn't have the extra dice to hit. You have rerolls, lots of rerolls, but you don't have the extra die to hit, which would affect your percentage for hitting, right? The other thing also that is a bit of a challenge was because in 40K you have 3 modes to attacking a model. You have 2 hit, 2 wound, and then 2 save. Versus War Machine, which is 2 hit and then 2 damage. And then that's it, right?
Yeah. We were debating tough, and I'd rather stay away from it because I just hate tough. And I don't think it fits in the War Machine mechanic. It's just not right. It shouldn't be in there. It doesn't blend in with their own game. I mean, it kind of works in the troll sense, but it makes their army far less predictable.
But
in a game that's all about allocation of force, let's throw in a wild card for one army. And then most armies have ways to get into tough, but
yeah, and there's ways to counter tough. And tough, I mean, it's not like tough. A guy makes his tough roll. It's not like he's an awesome model because now he counts as knocked down and essentially has no melee range, right? Unless of course they have another ability which will help,
like
that
trolls and banes and menoth and dwarves and like there's a big list of guys who have these things, and I agree. Like it's not just like a haha I'm just better automatically, but it does make, like I said, the allocation of force where I have a Jack who does POW 18s, MAT 10, so I'm auto-hitting basically infantry models.
Yeah.
But there's a 1 in 3 that my instant killing weapon will not kill them. So how do I verify how much focus I need to allocate? I may need none. I may just go whack, whack, and kill it. Or I may need 5, because I'm going to have to go whack, whack, tough, tough, whack, whack, tough, tough, whack, whack, tough, tough, and just...
Hopefully somebody was recording that, because that would make a great soundbite.
Whack, whack, tough, tough. Whack...
Should have the beginning of your War Machine battle reports.
Whack, whack, tough, tough.
Whack, whack, tough, tough.
Yeah. Whack, whack, tough, tough. Welcome to War Machine. This is what we do. We whack and tough.
Whack and tough. Whack and tough.
You want to have fun, don't you? Get in the back and whack.
Yeah. Whack and tough. Tough and whack.
Yeah.
Seriously,
It's tough to whack sometimes.
Yeah, you ever been caught whacking in the closet? No, it's a good hiding spot, eh?
But it can be tough.
But it can be tough. Oh, shoot. Yeah, so that's something. I think we'll have to play around with it. I would like to do a demo of it, the idea. I'd like to do some sort of execution of the idea at some point soon.
Should get stat lines.
Well, Dave said he'd do the cards. So let's just convince him to do the cards. And then...
Dave's a cokehead stripper? Like, that's my answer to that.
Is he really a junkie? I didn't know that.
No, he's not a junkie. He's just a whore.
Oh.
Yeah, tough can cause games to go crazy. Losing entire units that should have stayed, and vice versa.
Well, the fun one that I love is McBain. He's a caster with tough. And so when you poured in everything to kill McBain, and then he makes that tough roll, the game keeps going on.
Oh, so like every trollcaster.
Yeah, like every trollcaster. What's your
Why
point?
I fucking hate trolls.
Well, too bad.
Take him out back and beat him with a club.
Then why?
Why are trolls in the game? I agree.
No. What? But why do people go on that trolls are really not that good?
Because people are stupid.
Right? Because otherwise trolls would have Menoth beat. They'd have Scorn beat. Right? If that were the case.
We can only assume that it's because all troll players are bad. Oh, wait, that's right. Trolls just won the world champion. Or came in second to Khador. One of the two.
Oh, so Khador was first. So it's
Yeah.
not Menoth, it's not...
No, none of these factions that usually win won this year. Which
Really?
was weird.
That is kind of funny.
Or so I hear. I didn't actually watch it because I really should watch... Yeah, I'm going to Masters. I don't know if I mentioned that to you.
No.
But, yeah, Adepticon in April.
Adepticon?
Adepticon. Me and Dan are going to be there.
Well, Dan's supposed to be coming up.
Yeah, next month.
Yeah, no, first week of January.
Which would be next month. I'm not wrong.
Smack you.
That doesn't make me wrong. Give me some chocolate. I'm gonna get over this now.
But yeah, so yeah, Dan, because I want to take some pictures of Dan naked, of course.
There are other kinds. What do you want, Kiefer?
Yeah, we should record that. Whack whack tough tough. Whack whack tough tough. Whack whack
Cool,
whack,
2013.
Whack, tough tough.
Whack
Ooh.
whack tough tough.
No, sing it
Whack
like
tough, whack tough.
No, sing it like the
Whack
the
whack whack.
Meow Mix.
Tough tough tough. Oh no. Okay.
No, Meow Mix. Whack 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 tough 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 tough. Whack,
I thought we were gonna
whack,
go all
whack,
Christmassy.
tough. Oh, Christmassy.
Whack whack tough. Whack
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 tough.
Whack 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 whack
Tough.
tough. Whack whack tough 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 whack 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 tough.
Yeah, basically.
It's hard to sing with this chocolate in my mouth. And the warming goo inside.
Is that what we're going on? So the closet, I says.
Yeah, so I think that'd be fun. I think we should try that at some point.
I agree.
We're gonna have to scare up some extra bases though. Well, we have those extra bases in the
You know
back.
how many bases I have?
Yeah, I know.
It is ridiculous.
I know. I got a few too.
Did you take him out of that one box that we want to sell?
No,
'Cause I gotta
no,
raid that again.
no, Justin.
He stopped everything.
No, he showed me which box I could go into, and then I had to give him what. And so
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
take it out of
I did
inventory.
that after.
Yeah.
It bums me out, but I mean it makes sense. I couldn't have that free run for as long as I did. So I got a big heap of bases over there.
Yeah. Because these are the bases.
Yep.
So I don't know if anybody has ordered bases from these guys, but
Douchebags. Who sends them in fours?
yeah, why are they in four?
Pisses me right off. They're nice bases. It's just like, what game in any game will you use 4 large bases like that?
But anyway, these guys Forge Craft Games. We've been sitting on a whack ton of their bases for a while. You know what? It almost don't look like the right thickness. The way that lip kind of comes in.
Yeah.
But lots of detail. Like, they're pretty darn good. And yeah, we've got a whole bunch of them. And we did a giveaway, didn't we?
We did a giveaway. That's why these were the leftovers from the giveaway. And
Right.
then no one wanted them anymore, so I started using them. And
And
then I didn't use them fast enough, so Matt wants to sell them.
So we're giving away. You can't have them because we're selling them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I went back there and just rated them at the end. When they're like, oh, we're going to be getting rid of them. I'm like, I'm going to take a few more of these. That's why I have all these large bases in the mediums.
Well, we're going to need them if we're going to put like a dreadnought on a large base.
I was going to put my Flamebringers on these.
Oh, whatever. Vector Falcon. So the easiest way of comparing weapon skill to rat values, and then the weapon strength to POW plus strength value. But those get really weird. Yeah, see, and really, I was... Initially, when we were talking about this idea, we were working out the percentiles of... Okay, for example, like a Space Marine to hit is typically a 3 or better to hit. And so that's essentially a 66% chance. And what is a 66% chance on 2 dice? And we were trying to go from that point.
The problem is, with that logic, it implies that your opponent is a non-issue. The only dice roll that will matter is your own dice roll.
Exactly.
Which, to hit on a 66%, you're looking at like needing to roll a 5 or a 6 as an average on 2d6 to hit. The problem is, your opponents don't have... They matter. What their defense is more of an issue than what your mat is. Well, they're equally important. But what I mean to say is that it's not just a dice roll like, a Space Marine needs a 3, and I don't care where you are, who you are, what you're doing, I need a 3. But in War Machine, it's not the case. There is no standard toughness or defense. And then you come into the problems like the aiming bonuses and stat changes and boosting and...
Yeah. So we went to the next route of looking at established cards and stuff like that and kind of base what we thought those units were like, which were like the 40k equivalent. So, for example, like Imperial Guard, imagining that they're more like the way Winter Guard work and whatever kind of special rules they have. But allowing, changing the names like lasguns and, stuff like that. Like the strength of a lasgun in War Machine. What would the strength of a lasgun be? A 7?
Yeah, basically. 7 or 8.
So, yeah, 7 or 8 lasgun, yeah.
CRA, though.
Would they get multiple shots because it's so crap?
No.
No.
Just CRA.
Oh, yeah, CRA, yeah. More like mercenary rifleman.
Yeah. It's like,
With
our
the
guns,
reroll?
our guns are only POW 8. No, but then give them the commissar, or what did we say? Colonel was the commander, right?
Yeah.
Give the commissar, the UA attachment solo guy who's running along with them, first rank, second rank as a special rule.
Right, yeah.
And then they get rerolls if they have him nearby.
Yeah.
And then give the big guy a ability that they get an extra shot. And then all of a sudden you have a unit that has a crappy gun and they're not very accurate. But if they all gang up together, they shoot decently and they shoot a lot of shots to make up for it, which
Right.
is the way they function in the 40Ks. What, was that chat not good enough for you?
Well, it's just, I wanted it a little bit bigger. I want it bigger.
Do you want me to make it bigger?
No, it's just, so we can see a little further back here, see?
We haven't missed much.
No. Well, it doesn't, like I said, the chat doesn't respond. It's not like a chat. It's just people drop comments kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
While we're bullshitting.
Leave a
here and
comment.
stuff. Yeah.
Leave a comment.
Leave a comment. But yeah.
So that happened. That was the night.
Yeah,
That was
so
an
that's one of our big brain ideas. Something fun.
idea. We spent 20 minutes writing down.
Longer than that.
Was it? I left for a while.
Yeah, because I came back at 6:30.
And nothing got accomplished for
Nothing.
2 hours.
Yeah, nothing was
Ooh,
accomplished.
nice light.
Put it right at the camera. See what happens. Don't do it. Oh.
Oh my.
Oh.
Are you all blind now?
Yeah.
I do it again.
Oh, you broke the internet.
Zap!
Yeah.
All of a sudden, a whole bunch of people around the world just went blind. I'm kidding. 16.
Yeah, 16. And then whoever watches afterwards.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So yeah, that's what's going on. So see, it's not really a chat. I can't just ask people what's going on.
Yeah. It just
I
takes
guess
a
I
little bit.
can. Be a bit delayed.
Yeah. See that's why in like when I do the show on here, like I'll talk I'll answer question, and because I'm long-winded, by the time I finish what I was talking about that one question,
there's like another one.
Yeah, then a whole bunch come pouring in, and so yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't answer questions too quickly, but I mean, again, I'm long-winded, and
Well, the other thing is you wouldn't be using units in the same scale as 40K. For example, instead of having a Space Marine squad of 10 guys, you'd be looking at more like a 3-5 unit.
Mm-hmm.
Or just 6 models. And like a guard unit would maybe have 10 guys in it as max. Orcs would probably have 10 guys as a max unit. It would not be... And like Terminators would be beasts. Like they'd be like a light beast or a light jack equivalent. You wouldn't have a unit of Terminators, just be one dude. What do you think is the next step of War Machine? Now we have Colossus. What's the next step? Maybe Flyers or something?
No. I think it'd be a long time before War Machine goes beyond Colossals.
It was a long time for Colossals. What? 10 years?
Yeah.
Till they got a big model like that?
No, and same with like game editions.
Yep.
It's 2010 that Mark II has been out.
Yeah.
And so we're going into 4 years of that. And does War Machine really need to change into another edition?
Its rules are pretty straightforward.
Yeah, they've got...
Other than removing tough. But other than that, they don't really need to.
Right, yeah. I mean, if you got something that's a winner, and if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. Yeah.
Or you can go Games Workshop style. If it isn't broke, break other parts.
Yeah, keep breaking it.
Until it's all broken.
Yeah, until it's all broken and it's something completely different.
Yeah. Proxying 40K models as War Machine models. Yep.
Yeah, and I think it would be lots of fun. And then once we do it for like the Imperium, once we get something kind of, laid out like that, then it'd be fun to jump into like Orcs, Eldar, Tyranids,
How does a Turvagon work? Is it like the spawning vessel?
Okay.
See, there's references for everything.
Yeah.
Man, I know a lot of these games.
I know you're a big nerd.
Yep. Let me flash this in my eye a little bit. I don't want to remember this anymore.
It's not Men in Black, dum-dum.
All right, fine. I just don't want to see you anymore.
Yeah. So, that's that. And...
Yeah, I can't see them doing a new edition of anything.
No.
The only thing I could see them doing as a release would be a streamlining larger game.
Yeah, but the way the mechanics work, like once you get into like 75 and even 100-point games, it all gets really clunky unless of course you're using a bunch of colossals and you know what I mean, big fat stuff.
Like when me and Dan played that 200-point game for the league, for the Umbra League, and it was 8 colossals against 8 colossals. And they were all bonded to one warcaster, and the other warcasters just came along for the ride.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like it's,
Yep, it was a great game.
I don't think War Machine needs to go grander in that sense because it's just such a good game. I think really what Privateer Press should concentrate more of their effort on is getting resculpts and getting better sculpts of their models.
Plastic models and options
getting
for
better
your
plastic models. Yeah.
Well, just plastic. I mean, a lot of guys are still pewter. Out of my 4 bronze backs, 3 of them are pewter. And by bronze backs, I mean gladiators.
But their plastic models are like
mediocre.
It's.
I've never
they say
been
it's
impressed.
Plastic, but it's a resin.
Yeah.
And technically, yes, resin is plastic, but that doesn't. It's not like an injection molded plastic, and it's kind of crap.
I think cavalry models is more likely for War Machine. The ones that exist in the game don't get a lot of work done for their cost. The problem with cavalry models in War Machine is a lot of people... Cavalry models in War Machine don't function in the same way you'd rationally think cavalry models would work. In the sense that the way I run my 3-os list is it's very like rolling hits, but I'm trying to think of how to describe this. Because you've played against my Knights list, right?
Yeah.
Where I run all cav, and it's really fast moving, and I go to assassinate. I try and break your big things right off the bat, and then finish your army off in one fell swoop. So it does work in that sense, but
once you get bogged down in something,
you can't let them get bogged down, which is the problem. Yeah. And it does fit like a cavalry sense.
Yeah.
There are cavalry in the game that they are very expensive and it's hard to bring them. But like 40K, War Machine is the same sense where if you really start to skew your list towards one thing, like if you bring a lot of shooting and a lot of melee or a lot of cav, you tend to do better exponentially.
Mm-hmm.
Like 1 unit of cav is overpriced. 2 unit of cav is getting expensive but starting to be useful. And you get 3 units of cavalry, and all of a sudden you have a totally different game.
Yeah.
Because your entire army is
Because you have this one big
alpha strike that'll just crush whatever it hits because you have so much available to get stuff done, and you don't lose so much. Like when you have 5 guys and you lose one of them, it's a big part of your force. If you have 15 guys and you lose 2 of them, you haven't lost nearly as much as you did before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like with my Damiano army, I'd love to have
more steelhead,
more cav. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is cav.
They're hard to use.
Well, it's hard to use, and often they'll be way out in front if you're using them in that regard, and Damiano's feet, and they won't benefit.
Is Damiano's WoW in his control or currently in his control?
WoW.
WoW, I think it is.
Yeah, it's WoW.
Because you can leave it and come into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's WoW in control.
Because I've done that with Krios when I run my Vengers. His is WoW in his feet, so my cav go way out to the backside, and then Krios moves up in feet. So they're not in his feet at the time. But then when they charge in, I've got it measured out so that they'll enter his feet at the end of their charge, and will still benefit from what we've got going on there.
Yeah, well, that's
it's a way of playing. Yeah, you've got to plan out how to use cav. Unlike normal armies where it's just like,
yeah,
I did it. I hit them first and better.
Well, like when I was first using cav, I was using them as flanking.
And they are flanking, but they're not.
But with my cav, they should be in my center.
Because you don't have a real heavy center.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got halberdiers, which if my cav hit halberdiers, they're gone.
Yeah.
Like there's no, even on the feet turn, my guys crush them.
Yeah. And my cav has so many attacks.
That they're good at killing the other people's center.
And then once they're in with the halberdiers, they're even better.
Yep.
Under Damiano's feet, they're even better. And, so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same with the Signar cavalry. Well, theirs is going to change a lot when the new striker comes out because he's on his way in March or April.
Vengeance is supposed to be out in March.
Then it'll be March because the new Signar cav caster is coming, and it's striker on a horse, and he's going to be just like Vlad and Krios, only because it's Signar, he'll be better because that's what Signar does, and then everyone has to play catch up. They're like Crix in that regard. Only Crix is not the same way. Crix is very like, we do the same thing every time. Whereas Signar like changes up how they're better than everyone else.
Yeah.
Today we're going to just be the best at shooting. Okay, all right. Let's bring out new Nemo. All right, now we're the best at heavy jacks and melee.
Yeah.
And now we've got Cray. So now we're fast heavy jacks melee.
Yeah.
And now we have E. Haley. Just take your models off the board. Save us having to roll these dice. Whereas Crix, it's like, I use magic and I kill you. I use magic and I kill you. I use magic and I kill you. And then Banes.
But that's the way War Machine should work. I mean, like, they should have, different flavors of the army. I mean, like,
they should.
That's good.
They don't, but they should.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, Chris. But should the market expand and expansions be necessary? Hypothetically, what would you want the next step in be? Oh, transport. So I think we're still back on the whole War Machine expansions.
Yeah, I don't think transports because it's
too small of a game.
Yeah, it's too small of a game, and there's many things that are like transport. Like what was it, leash. Things like that. If you really wanted something like that, but otherwise, no, I don't think transports are necessary because it's a different mentality. Like in the game, really, War Machine, the way it kind of plays it is more like fantasy. Because War Machine, you have that proper facing, and how you finish your move, and which way you're looking is very important. Just like fantasy, right? Whereas in 40K, that's not there. It's really not that important which way. Like 40K used to have that distinction, but now 40K is very generalized and
it's dulled down.
Yeah, even like line of sight is so very,
If I can see any part of your model. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's so hard to hide models. It's become ridiculous.
Yeah, like what's the point then, right?
But then they don't have like agreed upon silhouettes for models. Like, I remember I was at a tournament, and a guy, you know, the Defiler for
Mm-hmm.
Chaos, he had modified his so the legs were very, like, upright, and the torso was a lot higher than they normally are.
Right.
It wasn't, like, cut and rebuilt, but it was modified enough so that the gun, instead of being, like, at chest level, which is about here on the Land Raider, it was above the Land Raider's top.
Oh.
So he's firing his cannon while sitting behind the Land Raider, whereas normally you wouldn't be able to do it because the gun doesn't have line of sight. But there is technically no reason why you can't do that,
Right.
according to 40K's rules.
Right. Even like a scenic base.
Yep. Even modeling your guys crouched down or kneeling down and taking cover from a lot more than you should.
Yeah.
So that's 40K for you. That was an annoying game. I'm glad I played Tau. I crushed him.
Yeah, Pony, I know. Tyranids are coming, buddy. Did you play Tyranids? I hope not, because they're ugly. No.
I love Tyranids. Tyranids are like my favorite faction.
Yeah, like I used to have a Tyranid army, and I had them painted like Starship Troopers. I had them painted like the warrior bugs with the like
Which is
mainly
frankly
black.
the only way to paint them.
Well, yeah, it's not the only way, but it's a very interesting way because it was mostly black. They had the yellow striping and then the red accents through their center. That's the way I had mine painted. They weren't awesome or anything.
Did you have big blue Carnifexes like the flamethrower beetles and the green
No.
flying critters?
No, I never did that actually. I'm trying to think. You know what? I never even had a Carnifex. I had a bunch of Raveners. I had Old One Eye, or the Red Terror. The Hive Tyrant.
The original Trigon Red Terror.
Yeah, and my Hive Tyrant was the one. There was the big pewter one with the alien queen kind of crest on its head,
Little bitey tail.
but it was like really tall.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you know which one I'm talking about now? The really big Hive Tyrant. And yeah, that was the one I had. And I just ran that with 4 Scything Talons. And I just ran it across the table and just it ate everybody.
Like Tyranids do. I like Tyranids. They are my favorite in lore and in gameplay.
I wanted lots of gargoyles because I had an idea on how I'd use the gargoyles. And Hormiguns at the time were a move and a run and a charge. So effectively,
Yeah, because they had fleet, because you could move and run and charge.
Yeah, so they moved it in third. Yeah, it was 3rd edition, and they could move 6, run D6, and then charge 12 because they were a cav or a beast.
Yeah.
Because beasts could run or charge 12, and so effectively, my Hormigant army would on the first turn potentially get in combat with you, because normally the separation between the two armies is 24, and typically everybody lines up right at that line.
Yep.
And so you know,
I can jump you turn 1 if I roll 2 6s.
yeah, if I roll just 1 6,
Oh, yeah,
fleet
because
is
the
just
6 is, the move is automatic, yeah.
right. Yeah, because you move 6, then potentially fleet 6, and then assault 12.
Death Company Angel. You two and Dan are the reason I recently got into War Machine Hordes. I'm sure my FLGS and Privateer Press both thank you. My wallet, however, does not. War Machine and Hordes is fun. I'm a big fan of War Machine and Hordes.
So am I.
As a person who can honestly say I play a lot of these games, of the games that I play, the one I like to play on my spare time is War Machine and Hordes.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I'm going to play any of them, maybe Fantasy. But War Machine and Hordes is definitely the pick up and play kind of game.
It's easier to pick up and play.
Yeah.
War Machine and Warmahorde. Let's just call it Warmahorde, right?
Hordes.
Warmahorde. Warmahorde. You're warming a whore?
Calm down, Chris.
Anyway, Warmahorde, yeah, it's so much easier to pick up and play a Warmahorde.
Table doesn't need to be as big. You don't need as much terrain. You can agree on terrain. You don't need as much
You're,
equipment.
you're not carrying around
You
a
don't
whole
have
bunch of stuff.
like a ton of guys.
Yeah.
The army building is just built by cards that are included with the model, so you don't need a
Yep.
codex.
You don't need a
The
codex.
math is never beyond what you can
no
just
special
easily do it in your head.
add-ons to a unit that you have to worry about or have to model onto them. You know, the model has...
Which is a loss. I don't care for the modeling in Privateers games.
No.
I prefer 40K and Fantasy in the modeling aspect, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying in a pick up and play, I like War Machine more than the other two.
Yeah.
Because their models are meh.
And the fun... Nice.
I magnetized it.
Oh. I thought you broke it.
Nope, just tearing limbs off.
But the other thing I like about War Machine, in a modeling aspect, is that you can put him on a nice big fancy base, and it's not going to affect whether or not guys can see him or whatever, right? All that matters is the base, because the base has a set characteristic.
Yep.
And
that's why I need a mammoth now.
A mammoth?
Have you seen the mammoth model?
No, I've not.
It's amazing.
I don't think I've seen one.
I saw one when we were at the Black Knight tournament not too long ago. And I was talking to Nick about it because I'm like, I wish I could play that mammoth guy instead of you. And he's like, oh, whoa, and did what Nick does. And then he almost killed me. And Matt, Mac, the other privateer, always has a coffee.
Clark,
yeah.
Yeah.
He was the judge at that event, and he walked over, and so here I have Fiora sitting behind a wall. There's an ogre right across, like on the other side of me, and he's got his caster. Now I just dropped his colossal with mine, and I'm fine. So if he doesn't kill me this turn, I lose. And he's using epic Haley, and we're both sitting there, and he can't quite reach me with the charge, but he can move up and shoot spells or shoot me or something like that. And me and Matt both realized what he could do to kill me and get me in combat and kill my guy, which was to charge the ogre, his own guy, and then telekinesis himself, so he'd put himself over the wall and just hit me. And I had no focus. I'm just standing there behind the wall. Instead, he moves up and tries to shoot me, and I'm defense 23 behind the wall because I'm engaging a guy and I'm in cover.
Right.
So he's like, I need 15 to hit. Miss. Oh, well, I killed my own ogre. And then he kills it, and he's like, okay, so you're only defense 19 now. And I'm like, yes. And then I went, oh, wait, no, I'm not. I'm engaging your storm pod. Still 23. Kills his own storm pod, and then tries to shoot me again, and then he hits me and does a bit of damage, and I'm like, too late. And then the Colossal walked up and went,
Poor Nick.
I was dice +9 against his Colossal.
Poor Nick. Oh.
Because Judicator is the best Colossal, contrary to what common sense and the rules tell you. What's been going on in here?
Yeah, I don't know.
40K. Who can cheese out your opponent more? Yep. You do know most tournaments have rules against modeling for advantage, though, right, Owen? You would get disqualified for doing that. It's true. More serious tournaments have stuff like that. I wasn't at, this wasn't like North America's, this is it. We're going to War Masters, and we're going to win and win hundreds of dollars. This was like the club in Hamilton, and there was, I think, 25 people there.
Yeah.
And while it is annoying, I mean, it bums you out when some people play like that. You don't want to tell the guy, like, yeah, you know that model you brought? You can't use it. But at the same time, you don't want to be letting him get away with this kind of stuff. My answer is to just beat them anyway.
Oh, 40K tournament. If we do like another doubles or whatever, and they allow the flyers and the Forge World stuff.
Black Knight does now.
Black Knight does. If escalation is...
We're bringing Titans.
We're bringing the freaking Vampire with all the flyer spam possible.
Vampire with 5 other... Oh, no, it doesn't take up Force Org. It's its own Force Org. Oh. Then so Barracudas and Bombers. Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make
totally
friends.
Gross like that. I don't want to know anybody. I just love my models.
You know what? Maybe you should do that, and I'll bring my Wraith army.
Bring all the Wraiths? Bring all the...
So I'll bring the 10 Spirit Seers and Eldrad, and then you bring that. Actually, no, we're Battle Brothers, so your characters could connect to my units.
Yeah.
So you could bring Eldrad and just attach him to my unit.
2 Eldrads?
Good.
That'd be dumb.
You want to know how many psychic powers I can do this turn? 29! Ah!
Yeah, because I'm thinking now, because with escalation, because we got to get our hands on the book. I know John just... John and Matt just played a game of escalation.
Yeah.
And I'd like to play with the Lynx. I'd like to play with the Scorpion. I'd like to play with the Vampire.
I don't have a Tiger Shark.
We'll get a Tiger Shark.
I'm going to have to do that. In January, I think I'm going to do it. After I steal money from all the people I know, because I'm doing that. That's the plan. I'm like, hey, I got a ski trip we can go to, and it's only going to cost you about $100 a head, and it'll be a good time. Joke's on them. I got it for free. But it wasn't quite free, but it was cheap enough that I'm going to profit off this. That's the goal. That's my birthday present to me. Anyway.
When's your birthday?
February.
Oh.
Yep. It's actually on the same day as Jay's.
You guys have the same birthday?
I'm not even making that up. It came up one day when Dave asked what Jay's was, and I thought he was just making it up. And no, it's actually true. We have the same birth date. But he still won't tell me how old he is. Because he doesn't want to know. Doesn't want me to know. I assume he's in his late 50s.
Judging by the pictures I took, he probably is. This is a text my wife just sent. My wife works at a store, and Dave, Mini Wargaming Dave, was just in there, and
confused her. Him,
yeah, because we like doing that. We like messing with people.
I believe it.
It's the only way to go. What are they talking about now? What do we got?
Tim is talking about, don't get me wrong, I'd love to be interested in War Machine and all that stuff. I'm just unable. 40K has been part of my life since 88, 89. If there were a series of novels about the background, there are.
Well, yeah, but like...
They're not that big, though.
Yeah, like that's where Warhammer 40K
I don't
wins
particularly
out.
like the War Machine lore at all.
Yeah, it's really not as
It's
deep.
dry and it's stupid. Like,
yeah,
I can never get over the fact that, like, 40K, we're going to make a story. You know, these are going to be my Ultra Death Angels are the chapter, and their leader is Steven, and they go off and fight, and they fight Tyranids, and they all do heroic things, and some die, and some live, and you get attached to these characters because they're like this and that. War Machine, you will never have that happen. Because the only lore they make are based on characters in their game.
Yeah.
And you already have an idea of what their personality is going to be like, either from how they play the game, what they look like, that kind of the general character building. And you know they can't die. Because no one's going to kill a character in their game without some kind of like when Denny died in the lore. She's back. When Stryker got almost killed, he's back. And when Butcher gets arrested, and he's back. And Siege gets knocked down, and he's back. And every Trollcaster ever has failed and come back. Like, Makeda's died like twice.
No, and like 40K, the lore is just, it's been built up for so long. And it's so deep. And it's so expansive that it's really hard to compete, and really that's what Games Workshop really protects is their lore, the background, their IP, and you know it's not so much the models, but it is all that rich history that they've managed to create. Now, mind you, a lot of 40K is borrowed, heavily borrowed, and even the notion of 40K itself, it's based off Frank Herbert's Dune. Warhammer 40,000 based off Dune. And, you know, so even the concept of 40K, Warhammer 40K, because Dune takes place 40,000 years from now. You know, you have an emperor who's in charge of the known galaxy, and they use navigators to navigate space through warp. And, you know what I mean? You have these guys who are psychics, and you have this priesthood, and, you know, you have all these things.
Are we talking about Star Wars?
What? What the hell are you talking about?
We've got a priesthood, so we've got Jedis, we've got an emperor, we've got guys going through space.
No, but
basically what you're telling me is they're all the same.
40K.
Every science fiction is the same. Got it.
No, 40K is directly ripped from Dune.
Got it.
Ooh, you're gonna get a punch in the head.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. Have you heard about the house rulings that Mauritius and Frontline Gaming are implementing at the Las Vegas Open, which is the big event of 2014? Owen? Question mark? I don't even know what that is.
No, I don't. Rhesus, I've heard of Rhesus because I'm pretty sure he has a YouTube channel, and he puts out a lot of battle reports. Really good battle reports.
Okay.
On par with pretty much what Mini Wargaming does. Like in quality. On par. Which is not that, the bar is not that high.
It's as good as my quality.
Yeah, exactly. It's as good
Which I can honestly say, because I am both.
Yeah. But anyway. I have not heard of the Las Vegas Open, though. And I'm really skittish of anybody that takes Warhammer 40,000 tournaments seriously.
Or in general.
Or in general, really. Like, the balance of 40k is just not there. It favors newer codexes, and there's so many ambiguities in the rules that...
That's more my problem. Newer codex, it's not as bad with the codex creep. A lot of people, like, really, really push hard that it's the codex creep, but it's not as bad as that.
No.
New codexes tend to win more because no one knows what the hell is going on when they come out. And they get such a, like, shift in dynamic to what they used to be like that they're very hard to deal with for quite some time. Like, the Grey Knights Codex hasn't changed. Like, the armies that lost to Grey Knights before don't lose to Grey Knights like they did when they first came out. Because everyone knows what they do, and...
Like the Eldar Codex. The Eldar Codex really did not change that much. There was a few new units added.
And a psychic change. But they won a lot because no one knows what's coming out of them now.
Right, but everybody who was already pretty good with Eldar still can carry on with Eldar. They're really, like... When they made the jump from 2nd edition to 3rd edition, everyone flipped out. Because we all had to go out and buy brand new codexes. Some units weren't even in the game. There was new units that were not available. And it was just complete malarkey that, you know, they basically made it so that you had to start all over or buy more models. But now that's kind of the norm now. And so everybody's just kind of accepts that.
Yep.
When every time you have this edition change, that everything changes and the entire game and everybody's got to start over. And it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Which sucks, but at the same time, I have yet to see a new line of models come out for a codex in Fantasy or 40k where there isn't at least one model that I really like.
Yeah.
That the kits that they replace are on average better than the kits that were before.
Yeah.
And the new models they come out generally are a nice looking model. Now, of course, there are exceptions to this rule. Like, I think the Mauler Fiends are just stupid looking dreadnoughts. And
they're kind of cool.
They're not bad.
I don't like the one where you have just a big gun head, though.
And the Chosen are really dumb because they're just a one sprue. You can't really do with them what you used to.
They should put out a proper sprue for them.
Who else did I not really like? There's
Centurions.
Centurions, they're stupid looking. But at the same time, you get the other side of that, where the new Space Marine kits come out with all these different things, and the Chaos Warrior kits have all these different things, and you get the Helldrakes that are cool looking, and the Plague Bugs, and whatever those are.
I don't really care for the Helldrake model.
Yeah, I don't care for Helldrakes at all.
Is there a Helldrake in here? Because my main issue with Helldrakes... Hold on, I'll be right back.
It's the tail.
It's the lack of a tail.
Yep.
Oh, you locked that door. Crap.
I didn't lock it. It's just shut.
Oh. Anyway, with the Helldrake model...
Where'd my drink go? Oh, it's all the way at the other end of the room.
With the Helldrake model, he's got a big poop chute.
Yep.
Right? So the model's flying around, and he's got a big poop chute. No legs or anything like that, but...
How does he land?
How does he land? Right?
It's a demon. It flies forever because chaos is chaos.
Apparently.
Chaos is like the ultimate like cop-out for logic and rules. That's why I hate that faction. They're just stupid. It doesn't make any sense. They just agree that this is what it is right now.
Okay, apparently this is griping with Owen.
It is. You want to see me complain about everything? Just wait. Let me get out my list. Where are my reading glasses? Bring me my glasses.
Yeah.
Want to see my Christmas list of gripes? It's more of a convention / tournament. You hit the head. Oh wait, this already happened. They're nerfing 2+ rerollable saves. Why? When has that ever been a bad thing?
I think, didn't you miss a bunch of stuff?
No, we're pretty much where we are.
Oh.
Fluff wins. That's why War Machine is not for me. Hit the nail on the head there. There's so much fluff that you can fill the gaps yourself and carve out your own slice of the action, which is what I was rambling about, the whole making your own faction, doing that. Plus, the Codex creep is there to sell their product, and all codices need to catch up. And the more prevalent factions getting these updates first because more people will purchase them.
Yeah.
True in a sense. Why did Sisters get a patch at all?
Yeah.
Why did they get it before Orcs or Tyranids?
Yeah.
Why did Black Templars always should have been rolled back in? Like, that is an argument I can understand, but at the same time, they do it, like, they are trying to sell their product. You can't argue that they won't be, in the same sense. Like, a lot of people really gripe on GW. They're like, all they ever do is just make these new powerful models to sell stuff. Unlike Privateer Press, which never has released a better model than what was already there.
Yeah.
That's why you only play with the original models. Privateer Press does it better, I think. Yeah. They don't have as obvious of a, like, super units that come out.
Well, and the other thing
They do.
The other thing that I like about Privateer Press when they release stuff,
Everybody gets something.
is just about everybody gets something. Mercs always kind of get left behind, but everybody kind of gets something at the same time.
You get Gaston. You don't get to complain. I
know Gaston's great.
It works for us.
Imagine with the Merc faction, you have it under General Osram. He takes 2 Earthshakers. You take Gaston, and he takes 2 Galleons. Like, I know that's completely retarded, but that would be just fun. 4 Colossals in faction is kind of hilarious to me.
Why not Broadside Bart? Oh no, his are all battle groups.
Because he's a Warcaster.
So.
And
there's no
Rulik. There's no Rulik.
No, just 4 Galleons.
Because you can't have 4 Galleons. You can only have 2.
Oh, they're field allowance too?
Yeah. Colossals, there are only 2.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you're playing Unbound.
Me and Kiefer were talking about it for the doubles thing that's coming up in January. We were going to run 2 battle engines, 2 Colossals, 2 battle engines, 2 Colossals with Harvey and Severius. Because we want to watch the world burn.
Some men want to watch the world burn. Yep. But like running it under a Rulik Warcaster and taking Gaston as your solo, and because he can have a battle group, that's how you get your 4 Colossals within a faction.
Yeah.
Under 1 Warcaster.
Yeah, Mercs are left behind with their 2 Colossals. As opposed to the rest of us who have 4.
I want a battle engine. I want a light cav.
Engine. They don't like the way I say engine.
Engine.
I
know it's because you sit next to one.
Engine.
Right? Engine.
What? Guess they need them since they don't have any battle engines.
Battle engines?
Yeah, we're just going all over this now.
All over the place. No, I mean Mercs are a fun faction. It's just
they're just not as good as everyone else.
Well, they're not as dedicated toward like Menoth. You can dedicate towards your combat ability.
Yep.
You know, like you can focus. Signar can focus towards shooting or something like that, right? Every faction, other than Merc and Minion, have the capacity to focus on something and use the Mercs or Minions to fill a gap if need be. Whereas because Mercs and Minions are those stopgaps everywhere, as a faction of a whole, they're really just kind of all over the place. And it really the trick is to find the focus. But unfortunately, that always excludes a lot of models because you're always going to have P. Alexia, you're always going to have Orin Midwinter, you're always going to have Ragman, you're always going to have Gorman, you're always going to have Boomhauer, or Forge Guard, or like you're always just going to always have these certain models because they're so good at whatever they do that if you're going to focus towards
Which
combat,
is why you don't see Signar lists with Squires in every list.
Yeah, and
Choir in all the Menoth lists.
Yeah.
Beast Handlers in all the Scorn lists. Everyone has their handicap in a sense, but...
Yeah.
Oh, he was correcting himself. He wasn't calling me out. He had just typed it wrong. If you look further back, he made a typo. There's no I.
Oh.
There's only one I.
Doesn't matter.
2 I's. I had a friend who used to refer to herself like that. Nina was 2 I's. The way you spelled her name. Anyway. That's off topic.
Like Candy with 2 I's? Those are my favorite.
Cinnamon with 5 N's. Yeah. What do you think the Ogre Kingdoms in general? Do you like winning or do you like cool models?
I like
you can
cool
get
models.
both of those if you play Lizardmen in Bretonnia. But you can't get them with Ogres.
Ogres are cool models, but yeah.
Ogres are fun and they're neat, but they're not very good.
Bretonians, I like the overall look of Bretonians, but my problem with Bretonians is that they're all fairly fixed in their positions. There's no wiggle room.
A lot of fantasy doesn't have a lot of wiggle room.
Oh no? Oh.
There is wiggle room, but often you don't want to do it. I've been learning that lesson more and more as I build more armies.
Right, yeah. You just want to have everybody in a nice rank.
Because you want to be able to rank them up. And while it is really cool, I got my Corsairs and they're all swords flailing, dynamic pose, and then you have to rank up 40 of them, and you hate yourself every time you have to rank those guys up. And you have to do it because you got to kill them afterward and take them off, and it's just annoying as hell.
It's like one of those Chinese puzzles where each piece has to fit in precisely.
The one guy, Luke, who is that Black Knight, each one of his clan rats is numbered. And they rank up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 because they only fit a certain way.
That's funny.
So he's gotten to the point now where he just made a movement tray that's slightly larger so they can just fit in with spaces in between. And there's like a pile of them at the back. And he just uses them as wound counters because they don't live anyway. They're just rats.
Right.
But like, that's what I mean.
Yeah. That's funny. Funny.
Yeah.
I'm dry. I need a drink.
I know, right? Mine's on that table over there. I'm going to have to get it.
Here you, baby. Holy man, there's lots in here.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to get a new one yet. You just got to be patient, and people will do everything for you. I'm fully behind house rules being implemented in order to attempt to inject more balance into the game. Playing against reroll 2++ is no fun at all. Any game where a novice can beat a veteran needs tweaks. I guess. War Machine is very nice because, well, here we're gonna upsell War Machine even more right now in this episode. Privateer Press, you know where to find me. But gonna upsell it some more. It's very hard for a novice to beat a veteran War Machine player.
Yes.
Because he was just saying there the 2-up re-rolling, and that it's very easy. Any game where a novice can beat a veteran needs tweaks. In the sense that in 40K, if you bring a very like cheesy 2++, like someone builds your list basically for you, you'll beat someone who can play better than you. Just because you can roll and have easier rolls to make. And while true, veteran players often can make up for that. But War Machine is even more so like that, where we'll probably play a game in a little while here, and I'm going to try playing Scorn, and he's going to play an army that he's very familiar with, and I'm probably going to lose. I'm going to try and win because I have an idea of how Scorn works because I've played against and with them a few times, but I never played as them. And it's just you have to know what you're doing. I'd like to think I'm a veteran-ish player. I've played about 150 games of War Machine. Kind of getting the hang of it. I've played every faction there is a couple times.
Couple times?
Couple times.
Couple times.
The faction I have played the least is actually Menoth. I don't play against other Menoth players very often. I know how my army functions like in and out, but how I deal with my own problems, like fighting Menoth armies, I have the most trouble because I know what they're going to do, and I don't know how to deal with it.
So you're saying really you should play my mercs against Menoth?
Mm-hmm. It would be a learning experience.
Oh, it'd be an experience.
It's hard to do it, though, because unless I found a Menoth player, because we'd run into the same problem where you'd want to play Menoth, but you wouldn't know how to
all
play.
The synergies.
Yeah, and I wouldn't know all the mercs, so it would be a poor example of like what the best of the best is. Yeah.
Of the best?
Of the best, sir. I was watching Cinema Sins, which is a channel on YouTube. I don't know if you ever watched it. Jay made us watch it the one day. Anyway, they go through movies and they mark off like problems that come up in the movie. Like there's one in Kick-Ass, the first movie, and he's like, look at how much this set designer liked orange. And it shows the bedroom. Oh no, it was Green Lantern. And it's like orange light, orange wall, orange guitar, orange light coming from the side, and then the screen changes to the other end of the apartment, and it's like orange pillow, orange sheet, orange wall, orange light, orange hanger, orange picture, orange arrow, and it's just like ding, 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 ding. And there's the part in Kick-Ass where he's got like, it shows his bedroom, and his desk is right up against the wall, and he's sitting there, and then the camera changes to looking at him behind the desk, and he's like, notice how the desk is pushed out from the wall? That seems kind of odd. Why would he move his desk out? Is it so that the director could get that shot in front of his face? And it's just little things like that. But anyway, I don't even know where I was going anymore. Something about Men in Black and time machines. Stupid. Don't ever do a movie on time travel. You'll fail. But anyway.
Godzilla.
Time machine.
No, you see the previews for Godzilla?
Does it involve time travel? Because I don't care if it doesn't. I want Godzilla fighting in space against samurai. That's a movie I would watch.
Godzilla versus the Silver Surfer?
Yeah. Didn't that already happen?
No.
Oh no, it was Silver Surfer versus a storm.
That was what you were watching before when you out of your coma. Out of your alcohol-induced coma.
Have you guys heard the rumors about the Bretonians going away? Doubt it. Bretonnian men-at-arms plus Imperial Guard las cannons equal Necromunda gang. Men-at-arms with las cannons on horses equals Rough Riders.
Yeah. I've seen conversions for Bretonnian men-at-arms as Imperial Guard guys because they have those... what the heck are those helmets called? Like the old British World War One helmets. They're like a big...
Dome?
Not a dome, but...
I don't know. No, I don't know.
No? I can't remember what the hell they're called, but...
I can see Bretonnians getting folded into the Empire like Templar into Space Marines.
No way.
I would almost say that would be possible if it wasn't for the fact that Bretonnians were specifically taken out of the Empire. They were made into their own nation and rules.
Yeah.
Unlike Templar, who are just Space Marines.
Yeah, Templar are just Space Marines.
Templar are just a faction of Space Marines, whereas the Bretonnians are their own nation.
Yeah.
It would be like folding Space Marines into the Imperial Guard because they're all humans.
Yeah.
No one's going to go for that because the book would be gigantic. And they'd lose all of their own individual fluff. Templars didn't have enough individual fluff to justify their own book in competition with the other
rules only
factions.
need an addendum to the main codex. That's it.
Like those stupid supplements. Oh my gosh.
But like you'll still end up with a Blood Angels codex. You still end up with a Space Wolf. Well, Space Wolves are really different though. But
Space Wolves should get their own codex. I don't even think Blood Angels should get their own codex. They have what? They have the Furioso, they have Sanguinary Guard, and Sanguinary Priests.
Death
Company. Those are the 4 unique things. And you could drop the Furiosos because they never really needed to be in the army. They're really amazing, but...
No, the pith helmets were, during the Zulu Wars. The British helmets, they... Like the Bretonnian men-at-arms. They have...
Just get one. The box of them is right here.
Oh, it's you! I thought I seen something. Man, I almost... My pants. No.
People are freaking out. But anyway, Bretonnian's not going to be absorbed into another codex. Yeah, I smell a sponsorship deal coming. The way they owe it, trust me. Oh, he bought a whole bunch of stuff, Death Company. So have I. I've spent a lot of money on privateer press stuff. I was asked to be a press ganger at one point by other players in my local area, but anyway, getting zoned out. Because I have a high elf army, and while they are good, I hate the models, and they aren't very much fun. Yeah, I have a high elf army now. I just picked up about 4,000 or 5,000 points of high elves, and I've been thinking about building them and painting them. But, painting them. They're already built. Yeah, if you really want like a fun army and they're very interesting to play, or at least that you have lots of options with, then try playing Wood Elves. You won't win very much, but they've got some really cool looking models in the Treants and the Tree Men, and they've got a very unique play style. None of the other factions play like them because they are a predominantly maneuvering shooting army, which you don't get anywhere else anymore. So that's what I would go for. I do like how the combos and things are available in War Machine. From what I've seen, it regards to strategy and a forethought a fair bit, which I do appreciate. I've watched a few games at FLGS and appreciated. War Machine, the way War Machine works is I compare it, War Machine and 40K are chess and checkers. Because War Machine is very synergetic. You need to combine the abilities of your models to get the most effectiveness out of it. And unlike 40K, where I can have or Fantasy for that matter, where I can have just a Death Star unit of like the best things combined all together going off and winning, War Machine, I very much need my caster to get this spell on him, and I need that guy to go here and kill that guy so that spot is open, so I can send this guy who's going to move up and attack and kill that guy, and it's everybody works together to get these things to work. Space Wolves have the same units with different names. That's just another chapter. Well, it's true. But their units, the way they work, are different. They're like, every unit is like a Crusader squad in that much of a different... Like a Crusader squad is just scouts, or is a Space Marine squad with scouts combined. Whereas the way Longfangs, Greybeards are dwarves. Longbeards? I don't know. Longfangs and Bloodfangs and like the young guys... I agree. I mean, I don't think Space Wolves should be their own codex either. I don't think any of them should be their own codexes, but At least they have more going for them than Crusader squads and Temple Guard or Temple Brothers or Sword Brethren, which is all they've got. Can anyone give me advice on how to beat my friend's Lizardmen with Skaven? Lizardmen against Skaven is a horrible matchup, especially with the new Lizardmen book. They are rather powerful, but the Skaven book is certainly powerful as well. The best thing I can recommend, don't try and play magic heavy. Just try and deny his magic phase, which is hard because they're really good at it. Avoid the Saurus Warriors and the Stegodons. Try and bring a lot of Warp Lightning Cannons. If you don't have them, try picking those up. Doom Wheels are also very, very good against Lizardmen because they will really kill his Stegodons and Ancient Stegodons with their multiple wound shots. So if you can get one of those, try that. It'll really help you out. But yeah, I would definitely recommend Warp Lightning Cannons and Doom Wheels. And then try and just stall for time. The more dice you make him roll, the more saves you make him roll, the longer he's going to lose. Dwarves can do it, but that's another option, as I just saw that pop up. Nice braid. Have you tried playing Warm Hordes with Who's the Boss rules? I have. I've played one Who's the Boss, and it was amazing. And I'd certainly like to do it again. Who's the Boss is basically you show up with your army, and you are given a random caster. Any caster from any faction in both Hordes and War Machine. And it's nuts. It's very crazy to use.
Anyway.
I believe those are called kettle helmets, Chris.
Kettle helmet. That was it.
I'm not sure if this is racist, but you remind me of Attila the Hun. Or Genghis Khan.
Me? Yeah, I am. I was Genghis Khan. I was a warlord in a previous life. And in this life, I'm just a lord.
I love my Wood Elves. Much ambush. Yeah, Wood Elves are, like I said, they're a very interesting gameplay. Because there is no gameplay mechanic like the Wood Elves anymore. No one plays the maneuverable shoot army. Because it just doesn't exist. It is unplayable in any other faction. Which is a bummer, because it's a very it's a way war was fought. I mean, the guerrilla warfare was a reasonable way of fighting. But in the new rules for fantasy, you bring your Death Star and you laugh at your opponents.
Well, it's a lot like the way 40K works now. It favors shooting armies over hand-to-hand.
Yep, which is funny, though, because that's a change. It has favored hand-to-hand for the longest time.
Yeah.
Where hand-to-hand was always the stronger option. Like, if you had the choice between a powerful shooting and a powerful melee, you'll take the melee because the melee will win.
But often the way it worked in 40K is you shot as you were coming in. And now it's more like...
You shoot and just shoot to kill.
Yeah, now it's just like shoot to kill.
Yeah, shooting was always a bonus to soften you up before I got into melee and killed you.
Yeah.
Now shooting is, I'm going to wipe you out.
Yeah, I mean, no army should be able to just sit there and shoot and win. They should have to use some other tactics to...
Maneuverability, at least move.
Yeah, they should They should always have to move. And because of all those hindrances to assaulting, like not being able to assault after a run is complete horse.
Especially when they make all these units that used to be able to do it. They
Yeah.
give them bonuses to run. And it's the most ridiculous, pointless, stupid bullshit you could hope for.
Yeah,
It's like you know what? These Banshees who are incredibly weak and will drop at like a coarse language or some mean-spirited glares. Let's make them run faster, because that will get them into close combat.
Yeah. Like with Fleet. Fleet was you got a D6 and you could run a little bit further and charge. That was the advantage of Fleet.
Yeah.
And Hormagaunts had it, Eldar have it.
Orcs Wa was the fleet. Everybody would
fleet.
run, and they'd all go, and that was what made Gazgul really good, because it made it an auto 6 run, so you knew your whole army one turn would have a 12-inch move, which was really powerful, and it made Orcs feasible. They lost the Wa, and I argue that's the reason why that army has fallen apart.
Yeah.
They needed that one turn, that extra D6 movement to get them into combat, and they've lost it, and now they get gunned down just that extra turn. They have that one more turn of needing to get that one more 6 inches, and they get killed on it.
Yeah, like if they kept the assault rules the way they were and included Overwatch Fire,
it would be
really good, because then that way it gave the really shooty armies who weren't that good at close combat
a counter.
a counter to always getting charged.
Because when I played the old Tau, I had to sacrifice units. The only way I could win would be I'd have to have chaff units to take your assaults.
Yeah.
So that I had a chance to kill you in later phases. And it was never a reliable factor because sometimes I wouldn't die immediately. And when that happens, now I'm going to lose on my turn, and then you're going to attack me twice, and I'm going to lose 2 units. Which was a different way of playing, but it was difficult. So.
Either way, like, that's still one of my... We're still griping about 40K, right?
We're griping about everything.
Okay, because like that's still one of my gripes about 40K.
We're going to sit here and be Christmas Grinches.
Yeah, it's the way they keep changing the game mechanics. And instead of refining and streamlining, they feel it necessary to flip a mechanic and completely change the way something worked. When viable tactics that were really good, instead of just, simply nerfing that, they could have just streamlined it so that just always wasn't an auto win for somebody. Like before when, Rhino spam and, like the Blood Angel, what was it? The Blood Angels had some stupid thing with their rhinos.
Yeah, you would, because they were fast, you'd drive up flat out and you'd be right on them and you'd let it die and then you'd get out an assault right away. Yeah. And now you can't do that anymore. And it made rhinos useless. Rhinos have no longer, you don't see them anymore.
No.
They become a non-vehicle because you can't. There's no feasible way to use a rhino in a faction.
Other than a mobile bunker.
Other than like a bunker.
You're just going to sit back there at your gun range and use it like a mobile bunker. And that's the only reason. And that's not how a rhino should be.
No, it should be an assault transport. It should move you up and get you into combat.
Yeah. Yeah, like most of 40K, everything should be at the line. The line that divides. It's a line of scrimmage, right? Everything should be fought at the line of scrimmage in 40K. Just so that it's fair, so that all the close units can fight each other in close combat at the center. All the range units can hang back. All your support elements hang further back, and that's the way it should work. And that would be much more challenging and much more tactful kind of gameplay, rather than hindering.
It's so hard to outmaneuver units though in Warhammer 40K because it's so easy to catch you now in charges.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to the point where, like, I cannot outmaneuver you the way you could before. Like, when you had a guaranteed 6-inch charge, you knew what you could do to escape that unit.
Yeah.
Now you stand it's a lot easier for some part of my blobs of units to lash out at you, like, and in order for you to do something, not just, like, flat out and get away. I'm talking about being able to move, fight effectively, and continue to move to outrun something. And it's just impossible to do it now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's a pain.
Yeah.
It's a pain. I don't think they should be making those kinds of changes to 40K. This is just a pain in the ass.
Pony Pledge. Anyone have any ideas on how I could beat my friends' dwarves with my high elves? Banner of the World Dragon in a big unit of White Lions, and you bring a wizard in the White Lions. You cast Walk Between Worlds and anything else to give them a 3-up ward save. You go as fast as you can and engage them and win.
Did you get all that, Pony?
Because that'll do it. Because Banner of the World Dragon is a stupid, overpowered, ridiculous weapon. It gives you a 2-up ward save against magic and magic weapons.
Yeah, that sounds stupid.
The dwarf cannon is a magic weapon.
Because watching you doing friggin' 2-up ward saves today was stupid.
Yeah. And not only that, the High Elves' innate ability on their spells is every time they cast a spell successfully, them and their unit gets +1 to their ward save to a maximum of 3+. So all this High Elf guy's got to do is hang it with a bunch of great weapon wielding at initiative guys who are going to just shred a unit because they're fast and really powerful, and now are going to have both good ranged armor saves and good ward saves. And then you win. And then Walk Between Worlds, the boosted version of Walk Between Worlds, is a 20-inch move that can go through units and walls and anything. So you go, I'm going to line up right here. I'm going to move forward, march up as fast as I can. I'm going to walk between worlds 20 inches across the board. You get 1 round of shooting at me, and then I'm going to shred your whole army.
And that's the other thing I don't like. I'm slowly losing interest in when you're looking at 40K in fantasy versus War Machine. Is all the damn dice rolling you have to do per phase of a combat. You have to roll to hit, roll to wound, armor save, and then feel no pain or ward saves.
Yep.
That's 4 frickin' things you have to do to kill a model in the game. Right? You have to roll the hit, you have to roll the wound, armor save, ward save, feel no pain. That bugs me.
As opposed to hit, damage, dead.
Yeah, and possibly tough.
Maybe tough.
Maybe tough. But tough's not that common.
It is on those guys.
But I think a really streamlined game mechanic is that I roll to hit, and then you roll to survive.
No wound?
No, because that would be factored into the dice roll.
To hit.
Yeah, so for like Boring from War Machine, it's a 2 dice roll, and you roll your probability from that. Everything being equated off the 7 or plus or minus, right, on what you need to roll. And yeah, so I would have to roll to hit a model, and then you would have to save yourself against whatever modifier. And that would be the simplest way of determining an attack between 2 forces. I make my attack, you successfully dodge the attack or survive it or what have you. 2 dice rolls, just 2 parts to a combat. Because like chess is simply 1 phase. I move my piece onto yours and you're dead. That's as simplest as it gets. I make my attack, you die. End of story. And the next easiest phase would be I make my attack, you get to avoid.
Oh, and there's how do I kill high elves with dwarves? After I just told high elf players on how to kill them, you run. No, you do something they don't expect. When you go to play your high elf friend, suddenly whip out giant units of dwarf warriors and dwarf hammerers, I think they're called. They're just great weapon wielding guys, and you put a lord in them, so they're stubborn. So you're stubborn on a 9, re-rolling with your BSB, so they're never running away, and you just fight and fight and fight, and eventually you'll either win combat or be wiped out to the last man. Your dwarves, whatever, that's what they do. I do not agree with you about that bad 40k changes. For me, they are good, but I never play at tournaments or highly competitive. We always drink beer playing, and more often than not, no one remembers who wins. So that's the way it should be played.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
It's just like painting as well. Painting is another facet of this, right? There's so much emphasis on painting awards and things like that. That's the competitive aspect.
Everyone's always like, I hope this is good enough in that, and I'm like, if you paint your guys, I mean, put some effort in. Yeah. It doesn't have to be as good as the guy in the magazine. I mean, nobody paints that good on average models. Yeah. I mean,
those guys who paint,
they don't like to paint like that. Yeah. I'm sure that the pro painters out there would like to just go
army painter spray, I'll wash, varnish, I'm done.
I'm gonna highlight with another spray can, and then call it a job well done.
Yeah, but that's the other side of it. I mean, it's all the competitive aspects, and this is a recreation.
And 40k can't be that competitive.
No, 40k, even War Machine. I mean, it's designed to be really fair-ish,
which lines it towards being more competitive. But I've played against a lot of really competitive War Machine guys, and they really suck the life out of the game.
Yes.
Like, I'm pretty competitive, and I do like to win, but I'm also not really a big stickler on things. Like, if people make mistakes and stuff like that, I'm not the guy who's going to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let me get out my laser light and explain to you why you're an idiot and why you can't do what you just thought you could do. And I'm not going to let you fix it. You're going to lose.
Meanwhile, he's holding the laser light.
While I'm holding my laser light for just such an occasion. No, this is my defense tool for, it came up. I was playing against a Crix guy we were in the final round. We were both undefeated at the Black Knight tournament. And my adjudicator wanted to kill his caster. I wanted to shoot Denny with the adjudicator. And he blocked the left arc with line of sight, but the other arc could still see him, and I was going to shoot him with the left arc, and he's like, you can't do that because I block line of sight. I'm like, no, I have line of sight from this side. He's like, no, you don't. And I'm like, let me show you how I have line of sight. And he's like, okay, that's not how it works, though, because the line of sight, you need to see the arc that you're shooting on from that arc.
Yeah.
That's not actually the way it is. So long as any part of your base can see, any part of your arc can shoot, so long as you're within that arc. So even though I couldn't see because there's models in my way with that side, I could still shoot him.
Right.
Made me laugh. I rolled Boxcar's Fire. That's how I won. It was great. He was so angry, and I felt bad, but then I got over it. Because he was a jerk to other people that day. But anyway, how do I kill high elves with dwarves? I went over that. Yeah.
You guys think cover save should work like it works in Lord of the Rings?
I don't know how it works in the
I don't know. I've never played Lord of the Rings.
I'm going to take a stab at it that it works similar to fantasy.
I would assume so.
Instead of being just flat dice rolls, you subtract things.
Oh, like old Warhammer?
Yeah.
Like with modifiers?
Yeah. Fantasy is modifiers. Minus to hit.
Yeah,
if you
like
move,
40K used to have
minus
modifier.
another one if you're shooting past half.
Fantasy and 40K in their early editions were very similar. Even the points values and stuff like that were very similar. Like the way they calculated them. But,
yeah. How do I kill lizardmen with dwarves? Grudge throwers and bring everything you can to don't let him cast spells. So as many spell breakers and every anti-magic thing you can think of. Because if lizardmen start to get the magic phase going, you're going to lose. And kill the Slan. Cannonball him until he's dead. But don't bring magic cannons.
Why?
Because they'll have magic resist on the Slan. Because any decent lizard guy is going to have the channeling staff and a dude in there who's going to have magic resist. Because magic resist stacking with ward saves is ridiculously easy to get.
Yeah, see, and ward save, I don't like the ward save thing.
Fantasy is its own little animal.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It plays so much differently though than both 40K and War Machine.
Yeah.
That it's very hard to get a good balance, or a good idea comparing it to those two.
No.
Because the way it functions, guys can die so easy. Ward saves are good, but the best ward save you can kind of hope to get, which is usually a 5+, is the average best ward save you're going to look at, without doing something excessive in points or cost to do, just makes you as good as a guardsman in 40K.
Yeah.
So 1 in 3 of your guys die. Whereas the average guy with, if you have a 5-up armor save on an infantry, you're never getting saves. You're hoping for 6s when you roll dice.
You're right.
So it's very different. I don't know. Even chess are not 100% fair because whites have first turn. With so many armies, it's impossible to have a person. You're never going to have perfectly balanced anything.
No, but when you're playing chess, typically it's randomized between who's white and black. And yeah, whoever starts off with white usually gets the first turn, but usually whoever is white is, you don't get to choose to be white.
There's also a video you should watch there's a web channel, Extra Credits. They do a lot of stuff on gaming, and I recently subscribed to them, and they do a video on balancing in games.
Oh yeah.
And that there's 2 kinds of balancing, and it's like balancing imbalance is basically what it is. And they use League of Legends as a big reference in this, in that they will release a character who is slightly more powerful than the average character. And so there'll be a big influx on how many of that character get played. So they'll see maybe a lesser known character will lose out and not be playing as much, and they'll make a new character who is slightly powerful, and a lot of people will play him. But then people who have to play against him, because you now have to deal with this as a team effort, will look for a guy or a set of abilities to counter that character. And so they'll find this other guy, and you'll see him suddenly be brought up in the gameplay, which mitigates how much more powerful that guy is. Sometimes they go too far and they have to nerf the guy and bring him back down. But rarely, if you actually look at the patch notes in each game, because I play a lot of League of Legends, they don't actually nerf the new champions very much. They don't actually weaken them after they get released. Sometimes it happens. Who was it that came out that was ridiculous? I think it was... I don't even remember now. But moral of the story is they often do balance it rather well, and that people just get mad because no one knows what's going on.
Yeah. It's the same as the
Any game. Yeah. Any game. Codex creep, yeah. The only difference is sometimes they go a little bit too far. And 40K has done it, and then they've FAQ'd things back. Yeah. The only problem with 40K's FAQs is that they're written by crackheads who are like, roll off to see what happens. What the hell kind of ruling is that?
Yeah, just roll.
Yeah, it's like, okay, does this apply or does this apply? On a 4+.
Yeah.
I could have told you that. That's how we...
Give me the goddamn rulebook. I'll make up these
That's
rules.
how we've been doing it, is let's just roll off. We went to you to get an answer for what we should do instead of rolling off because it's stupid to roll off. And fantasy's the same way. It's like there's something that came up where it was like, which of these applies? And it's like, roll off. Oh, okay. So 50% of the time, this will happen, and 50% of the time, that will happen. And both of them influence the game greatly.
Yeah. That's dumb.
Being cool, hanging out with you for a bit, and having some fun insight into Warm Hordes from you, MWG. It's awesome, and I will definitely be renewing my Vault membership next year.
Well, that's good.
Woo!
Tim K?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I got a new Vault member. Damn it! I need to start my own Vault now. Yeah, the Jedi curve. There you go. That's what the term is. The Jedi curve.
The Jedi curve.
For the idea of how to balance things, and that they change on the curve. I don't remember where it originally came from, but anyway, something to remember too. Even if something is weak in an army, it will often just not get played. Don't necessarily make the faction weaker. That's why trenchers are never used by Signar. It's not like Signar isn't competitive. Yeah, say that to our what are they called? The Hill Tribe people in Menoth. Idrian. Yeah, because you see Idrians in every competitive list. I've never seen Idrian models in person, not once. I've gone to many a tournament tournament, and not once have I seen an Idrian unit on the table.
Yeah. I don't know.
Which is a mistake. I mean, they in theory could be a great unit, but instead they give Bastions a Seneschal, who are already in like every list. You know what we should do? Those guys that everyone likes. Let's make more of them.
Let's make more. Let's make them better.
Yeah, let's make those guys better.
Let's make it better.
I like what they did with other stuff, like the House Guard models in Ret. Why would you ever take Riflemen when you could take Mage Hunters? Mage Hunters are inherently better than Rifle Guard. Why would you take Halberdiers when you can bring Sentinels? Because Sentinels are, in theory, better than Halberdiers. There are situations where the Halberdier is the better guy to have. Generally, a Reach Weapon Master Vengeance guy is better than a non-Weapon Master, non-Vengeance.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, he's cheaper, but he doesn't do anything. He just kind of dies in the way of something. But now they make this Thane who makes them playable. They make them as good, if not in the same role, but in a different role. They become very useful. All of a sudden, they've got desperate pace with reach. I need a drink, man. I'm talking a lot.
Take a swig of that water right there. No, that's Coke. The water.
Water?
Water? What is this water you speak of? I make melt. Everything is just roll off. Yeah, everything's just roll off. Just roll off. Like that should be your first indicator on how much thought goes into balance and rules and managing the gameplay. Just roll off. Just roll off. Did you break your leg? Just walk it off. Right?
I hate that when GW does that crap. Because it's such a, like, we don't want to make an answer.
It's a combo. Yeah, it's a combo.
You know, and the worst part is that there have been times when they've FAQ'd stuff, and I can't think of an example off the top of my head right now, where they contradict a previous FAQ in a different situation, where it was like, let's say it's a psychic power.
It was the last time the Necrons, or the first time the Necrons got updated.
Yeah.
It introduced another loop, and then people were like, wait, what?
Yeah, because it was like, oh, you can use it, but you can't use it then. Okay. And then the new one was like, so when you use it then, but you can't use it then.
Yeah.
You just said we can only use it here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't make no sense. Yeah, but it doesn't make Menoth weak, just the models. Well, that's a problem. It's not a problem that Menoth isn't weak, but you should try and make every faction and every part of your game equally viable. You should have things that at times are better than other things, and situations are better than other things. But you want everything in your army to be able to have a viable, actually useful role, which Privateer Press has done a very good job at that for the most part. There are few units in the game that are inherently
there's a lot
weaker.
of balance, but they still have their flavor. Like Signar favors the lightning, shooting, Khador's that heavy armor and
assassination speed runs and stuff like that.
Menoth is combat. The shooting is atrocious, but what does shoot is quite handy.
Yeah. Then you've got Crix with the magic and the
Crix and magic,
bringing guys back and stuff like that.
Mercs don't really count.
Mercs don't. They're not a faction, really.
They're a faction.
They're a faction.
They're a faction.
They're not like
man.
Minions, who are a non-faction, and we're not going to give up on that point. Minions are not a faction. Minions are for some people who'd like to think that there's a faction there.
Minions are... Gators, I love gators. They're fun.
I can have gators.
I know you can have gators.
They work for me.
Uh-huh. What are you, like, freaking ribbon? You're going to get a slap for the end of the show.
It's 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 3 a.m., 3 a.m.
Whoa, everybody's...
10 p.m. Yeah, it's 10 p.m. for me. It's Saturday. It's Christmas. You don't have anything to get up for on a Sunday. What day is it today? It's Saturday, right?
Saturday.
Yeah.
All day for the next hour and 51 minutes.
Cool. Anyway, moral of the story that I was
56
making
minutes.
at the beginning of this whole rant was that you want all of your units to be effective. It makes for a better game if anything can be used to an effect.
Well, I think that's why you have like the difference in the casters, right? Because some casters favor infantry types, some casters favor jacks, some casters, have different
the rumor
synergy
mill
without.
is they're starting to break the casters. Like there's a current set of casters who are better than everyone else.
Right.
Harbinger, E. Haley, E. Gaspy, Butcher 3. These are guys who are just, they're better than other casters. In a straight up fight, these guys are going to win more often than they lose.
Right.
And the new leaks and rules and hints and stuff that have been dropped and the things that I've heard, the rumors, is that the new casters that are going to be coming out are going to compete with these guys. They're going to break and Ron is the other like kingpin of a faction. And these guys are just inherently like in any situation, they will do at least as good as the guy who's specially designed for that situation.
Right.
Like Raza is our Jack caster. Harbinger can run Jacks just as good as Raza. Raza's feet turn makes him almost as good as her at any normal time.
Yeah.
Like, what's his name? Butcher 2 or Vlad are good assassin casters in Khador, but Butcher 3 will do better than both of them combined, if need be. Like,
yeah,
they just are better at the game, and I go ahead and tell me that there's other casters that are better, and that this situation. And no, you're not. We all can tell you that the top tier winning casters are the same guys again and again and again,
and again
and again. Whack tough. But
whack tough.
Apparently the new casters, like that new Rhett chick who's coming out, the one who's just hovering there,
yeah.
Apparently is going to be 9 focus and is going to be all dealing with time stuff, looking at like extra activations, moving out of activations, controlling activations, and that's awesome. It'll be a new caster that will make that faction, like Retribution's all of a sudden going to be a real faction again, because for the longest time they are just a weaker faction than everyone else because they don't have answers to a lot of things. Like Mercs haven't answered everything. They don't have a lot of answers to everything, but
no.
There is something in their faction that can do anything. Signar can kind of deal with anything that comes up. Some things they're not as good at. Some things they are better at. Menoth is the same way. Rhett was like, if something has stealth, we're all going to die. That's just what happens to us today. Yeah. But now they have something coming out that is a direct counter. He was like, you know what? Banes are killing Rhett. Let's make a guy that makes them kill Banes. And now they do. In February, when that guy gets allowed to be used. Anyway, the list just kind of went nuts there. I was totally, yeah.
It updates periodically. Sometimes it's all at once, and sometimes it's a nice steady flow.
Oh, it's just the sleep for the week again. Crazy FAQ story. The Dark City petitioned GW to discover how the Razorwing jet fighters Deep Strike interacted with the new flyer rules. Their answer was simply to remove the rule entirely. That's funny.
Yeah.
MWG accept Forge World Army lists and challenge battle reports. I just play an arm, a leg, and souls of the 3 firstborn children of a Craig Forest and would love to get them in a game next time I'm around.
Yes.
Bring whatever you want, man.
Yeah.
If you win, you deserve it. Because I'm going to give you the cheesiest list I bring every time I play 40k now. It's like, oh, I have to play 40k? All right, 15 Spirit Seers. Go.
How do you get 15?
Cheat.
I cheat my ass off.
Or when me and the one guy played the kill team, and he brought a flyer, so I brought 5 Spirit Seers.
Hey, apparently there's kill team rules now.
Yeah.
A PDF just got
They're
released
the same
today?
as they always were.
Is it the same? Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh.
they are the same.
I thought they were going to introduce something fun and clarify a few things. And maybe add
They added a few different special rules.
Oh, yeah.
And like the way the special rules are chosen, I believe. But the mechanic is the same.
That's still fun.
Yeah, it is. It's neat. But if you say it's going to be hot and sunny today, I'm going to kill you. It's raining.
It's warm here, actually.
I find it funny how England and Wales have a 5-second time difference.
Okay.
I'm glad I know that now. What do you think the Skaven and Dwarf updates will be like? Skaven is going to lose... what the hell is that spell? Withering. The -1 toughness spell. That is going to get taken out the book, torn up. And dwarves are just going to get more melee. They're going to start taking away from the dwarf gun line. Because the dwarf gun line is the only dwarf list. So they want to make that army more dynamic. Or they'll make it better and just, fuck y'all. You thought you were going to make them weaker at shooting? Well, joke's on you. Now we get combined stand and shoot. Yeah. Just like the Tau.
Yeah, it could very well be.
I'm literally 150 feet from south coast of England. See the channel. Pretty sure it's not going to be sunny. So do you guys prefer Hordes factions or War Machine?
Doesn't matter.
Do you like the Fury mechanic or the Focus mechanic?
I don't know. I haven't... Because I'm still getting used to my Gators, so I'm still getting used to using it.
Well, you've played against them both.
Yeah, I've played against them both.
How do you feel about them?
Either or.
Yeah.
They're
you don't find one inherently better or worse than the other one?
Horde. The Fury mechanic, I think, is a little bit better than
the Focus mechanic.
Mainly because there are more Fury 4 and 5 out there than there are
Jacks that can
Focus
be allocated.
4. Even Jacks with Focus 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything's 3. And in the special cases, you get 4. But, like, every damn monster's got at least 4 Fury. Isn't there some with 5? He's got 5, doesn't he?
No, the Bronzebacks do. They each have 5.
They have 5.
Yeah.
That's like
which
having
is
5.
Insanity.
Yeah.
It's insanity.
Yeah. Bronzebacks are gross. I hate Bronzeback. I hate Scorn. Ugh.
Yeah. I switched from the faction, the Menoth of War Machine to the Menoth of Hordes. But, yeah, me and Dave Potts have this argument almost every time we're together about which one is better, the Fury or Focus mechanic. And the agreement we've come to, the Fury mechanic is better for the first half of the game. The first half of the game, when your beasts are all alive and you can really pour out the damage, it is the better mechanic. But when the game starts dragging on and your caster's camping focus more, and your Fury caster doesn't have as much to transfer around, the Focus guy starts coming into his own.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at me, I'm almost always going to have an army of like 21, 22. Even with the weakest casters, we're looking at 20s. And the Hordes guy is not getting better. And he gets steadily weaker as the game goes on. I can cast less spells because I don't replenish.
Because once his beasts are gone, he's sitting there cutting himself.
Yep, and he has no answer to if he gets in a fight. Whereas I can at least focus camp and be like, okay, I should live this dice roll. Whereas the Hordes guy's got nothing going for him. So
to keep himself viable, he's got to continually get hurt.
And he's got to have other beasts nearby, and he can't cast the spells like the Horde or the War Machine guy later on. So yes, at the beginning of the game, the Hordes guy definitely has the advantage because he could have 4 beasts go up to 5 Fury each and just totally crush a front line. Yeah, his beasts will go crazy and he'll probably lose them the following turn from the counterattack, but he'll do so much damage that first run.
Yeah.
And he can afford to do it.
And beasts run better than Jacks.
Yeah. Though they're usually less accurate and not as powerful in and of their hits. Circle is not as accurate or powerful.
They're way powerful. Those stupid
the two-handed axe guy, the Gorax or whatever. No, it's not the Gorax. It's
the big puppy dog where he's holding the sword like
the two-hander sword. Because there's another one. There's like a satyr guy who's got a two-handed axe that's even stronger than that guy.
Yeah, like craziness.
Yeah, they are really powerful, but now compare that to the Avatar with battle.
Yeah.
Or a Nightmare with battle, or Nightmare with any buff, or a Khador Heavy with Sorsha doing anything, or Vlad. Like that's the ability for a War Jack to get more powerful and to be more accurate is easier than it is for a Horde to get more accurate and more powerful. But they have more Fury. Yeah. So that's where the balance kind of comes in there.
Yeah. And also once they start taking damage,
they start getting hurt more.
Yeah,
it's hard to take out a beast.
Yeah, it's hard to cripple them, and it's easy to repair them.
Yeah, beast is really easy to fix.
Yeah, because the beast, essentially, as long as he's got at least
3 points of damage.
Yeah.
Gargantuans, hands down, are more durable than Colossals. Though I've argued this one, though, before, where often if you see a Colossal or a Gargantuan get in a fight, it dies.
Yeah.
You rarely ever have them barely survive, except for the friggin' Mountain King. Brutal trying to kill that thing. Have you played against Mountain Kings?
No.
They're annoying as hell, because you know how they drop whelps, trolls?
Yeah.
Mountain King doesn't pay for those. He just gets a whelp every time he takes damage.
Right.
So, unless you kill him,
He's just going to keep spinning.
he's going to eat all the whelps he just killed, because he can eat them all.
Oh, okay.
And each one heals him D3. But the most brutal and annoying part of it, he's got this 5-inch base, and I charge with my Knight's Exemplar, and say I get 4 Knights in, 4 out of my 6. So 4 Knights get in, and they all go bam and hit him for 40 boxes of damage. And I rolled good and nearly killed him. So he drops 4 whelps. But then he drops them in such a way that they block the charge lanes of my other Knights. So now I can't get any more damage on him without killing the whelps, which I need my Knights to kill the whelps so I can then hopefully hit him again. But I've lost that damage against him.
Yeah.
And if they don't do it, he eats the whelps, and all he needs to do is heal 1 point on any column, and he'd be back in action.
Yeah, he's at full capacity. Yeah.
The other Hordes beasts, while they can still benefit from like being healed and stuff like that, the Mountain King is so durable in that regard. It's too bad he's Mat 5.
But everybody shits on the Mountain
That's
King.
why, because his Mat sucks.
Yeah.
Because
I've never heard anything good about the Mountain King. Everybody's like, Mountain King, bah, bah.
Yeah.
But mind you, everybody was saying that about the Archangel, too.
The Archangel does kind of suck, though.
Yeah.
But
If you have an awesome model, you should have awesome rules.
yeah, I agree. I love the Archangel. I want to get one for my Dark Elves.
Yeah.
I want my Dreadlord riding one.
Yeah. It's such a beautiful model.
I just stick that. What is it? Legion players don't know how to use beasts because they've never had to use them like a normal army has to use them because they have shepherds and Forsaken that make them just.
Yeah.
This Ravagore is 100% efficient. He can walk right at the edge of my control, shoot you, boost a hit, boost the damage against someone else, and use his Animus, and the Shepherd takes all the fury off. And it costs me nothing to do that every turn. There is no other thing, no other combination in the game that is as efficient as what a Ravagore can do.
Crap, we're getting on here.
Yep. Well, hey, when are you going to play that War Machine match? You want to play 25 points? Let me blink a few times.
You all right?
That was the joke. Thanks, Chris. Whatever happened to Mini Wargamer Dave's fantasy army?
Dave had a fantasy army? Oh, his chaos.
You know that big army of chaos?
Yeah, I've been taking the Marauders and painting those, using them in tutorials.
Yep. I played them a few times. Dave isn't going to play them.
No.
I wish they made some sort of space Skavens into 40k. Originally, the Hrud were Skaven.
Yeah. Well, they still are.
They're not. They've retconned
No?
what they look like.
Oh, really?
They're like these weird, like, swamp monsters.
Well, because like the Demiurge were supposed to be the dwarves,
Yeah.
and you know everybody wants squats back, and the Demiurge were incorporated again into. Oh, he even just brought it up too. Yeah. So who knows? Squats. Everybody complains about squats. Everybody wants the squats back. I don't know why, but
Then no one played the squad, so they fed them to the nids. Yep.
I don't know why they were even removed. Really, why were they removed?
No one played them? Because
Everybody-
no one cares.
I don't know.
Why are... Yeah. I don't know.
Because that was the loss from that was first edition. That was Rogue Trader to second edition, and they removed squats. Yeah, so people have been bitching since
Early 90s.
early '90s to bring squats back. That's a long time to bitch
And get nothing for it.
and get nothing for it. So that should be your indicator right there, people.
GW don't care about your squats.
Yeah,
You got squats in the Imperial Guard book. Be happy.
yeah.
Gave you what you wanted. What's going on here?
What? What's up?
No, I'm not playing Team Fortress 2 right now. So yeah, you want to play 25 points?
We got time for 25. I'm getting kind of bushwhacked here.
Getting tired?
Yeah,
Can I go to bed?
yeah. I gotta go to bed.
Suit yourself.
Well,
yeah.
what
I
are you
don't
doing
care.
tomorrow?
I'm going out of town.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then.
Yeah. See? This was
I don't
the
know.
time.
Well, like this was just kind of a spur of the moment thing.
It was.
You know,
We were just sitting here and we're like,
just sitting here. Let's film something.
if we're gonna sit here and chat, let everyone else join in and chat.
Well, and really, we should have started. We should have started the feed when Dave was still here, and we were initially going over our idea for incorporating 40K into War Machine,
Yeah, which was the beginning of this whole
which you know
thing.
is still a thing.
Yeah,
I want to do it, and in fact, we're going to get Quark
do it.
to make the cards. Once we decide on like what kind of stats should be associated with certain
Yeah,
models, but I think it'd be good for a laugh. I think that'd just be fun.
I think 40K players are going through that hipster stage in their game.
What hipster stage?
Everything used to be better when.
Yeah, there is always that. There is always the fondness to look back. But like when we made the jump from 2nd edition to 3rd edition, I was happy. I liked what they had done with 40K from 2nd to 3rd. I liked 2nd edition. I had a lot of fun with 2nd edition, but I liked the way the game was a little bit more streamlined. Like the jump from 1st edition to 2nd edition, it was like they got rid of a lot of stuff and the flavor of the game was changed. And so it kind of felt like it lost a lot of people. And then when it went from 2nd edition to 3rd edition, I did not look at 2nd edition nostalgically. I was like, I'm glad we got rid of that psychic phase. This is much clearer now. This is so much more streamlined, and I enjoyed that transition into 3rd edition.
And then 4th edition came.
And then 4th edition came,
And then it's basically been the same.
I took a break in 4th edition.
It's been the same since 4th.
It was really it was when I took a break in 4th edition was when the Eldar Codex came out. I took a break from 4th because I was PO'd about all the crap they did to my poor Eldar.
Me and Justin were going to play a 4th edition game, but not tell anyone that it was 4th edition. We were just going to build 4th edition armies and
Right.
play with 4th edition rules as though it was a normal game.
Right.
And just watch.
Well,
You want to see my unit of independent characters with bionics? Yeah!
Well, we were going to do 2nd edition because we played a game of 2nd edition
Right,
a few
but
months
the
back.
2nd edition to 6th edition are very different.
Yes.
But 4th edition and 6th edition are very similar,
Yeah.
but odd in a lot of specific
Yeah.
ways.
You missed 2nd edition? I hate the douches in 2nd, though. Yeah. The 2nd edition, there was a lot of things, like, I don't know if you remember, but, like, it seemed like we were arguing about rules all the time in 2nd edition. It just seemed like...
As opposed to now, when we all get along and believe all the same rules.
Well, like, it doesn't seem quite as bad now, but with 2nd edition, it seemed like...
You just got to play with some angrier people.
Yeah, I did play with some angry kids, but we were all kids then, too. And so everybody's,
I have to win.
Yeah, I have to win. And, you're kids, right? And so as you get older, you get a little looser and, you're not too concerned with the winning. You just want to have fun because,
Everything else is horrible.
yeah, reality is sinking in. You got mortgages, you got kids, you got to buy diapers, you got to pay for bills, you got to keep the electricity on, you got to, you know what I mean? You got to...
I want to eat tomorrow. Let me just play this game and forget that I can.
Yeah, exactly. There's just so much reality.
I just want my dark elves to walk across the board and remind me that tomorrow, no dinner.
Yeah, it looks like it's cat food again. I'm eating cat food again.
I'm going to have to do some regrettable things after this game.
Yeah.
So I can stay out of the cat food and out of the box.
Yeah. But, yeah, it does seem like a lot of 40K people, they just always nostalgic about
Everything was better.
Everything was better. It wasn't.
Tower better now. Tower too good. Tau have been retired because they're too good. So I don't play Tau anymore. Till we go to the next tournament. And it's like... time to win!
Dust them off.
Yeah. No, I think if we're gonna do that, I'm gonna play Eldar.
Yeah.
Team up because
2 Eldar.
Eldar and Eldar.
Yeah. Heavy ground, heavy air. Shock and awe.
Yep.
Shock and awe, man. Shock and awe is the only way to play 40K.
I'm gonna lure out 2 more Wraith Knights from wherever I can find some, which I'm sure I can.
And you know what? Like, do you think it's because we've developed a lot of contempt towards Warhammer 40K that in fact we want to ruin it for everyone?
Not only do I not want to have fun, I want to make sure that you don't have fun.
Yeah.
So what's your name?
Robin at 40K.
What's your name? My name's James, and I just started, and I'm 13, and this is my Space Marines, and I just got them. All right, I brought a Revenant Titan, and he brought all flyers. Break your models now; it'll save us the time.
Revenant with backed up with Wraith Knights,
teamed up with vampires and flyers.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that's what needs to be done.
Yeah, I think so. Because it's what, 15 a side, or is it 1,000?
Usually it's 1,000 usually for the doubles.
Ooh, that's gonna be tight then. I don't know if I can squeeze a vampire in because a vampire is 7.
Whoa.
A lynx though. Squeeze a lynx in. Lynx is only.
No,
3.
I think you're better off just taking like 6 flyers and an Autarch, and then I'll bring all infantry.
Yeah, I can take the 6 flyers.
Because the Wraith stuff is annoying as hell to deal with.
Yeah.
Especially now that I've actually like gone through the supplement and see the other options that are available.
Yeah. Oh,
because for the longest time I like used the rules from the supplement, but I never actually read it. It's not worth. I mean, I can't say that kind of stuff. I don't want to like directly tell people not to buy things.
Ramen and
back in my day, we respected our codices. Back in your day.
In your day, Fire Drake 18. Yeah, I respect the codices. I miss, and that's the other thing. Like people get nostalgic is like the codexes in 2nd edition were so thick, it's packed full of stuff.
Crap.
Yeah,
I miss paperback.
And then 3rd edition, paperback. Yeah, now people are saying that, right?
I used to.
But
I used
3rd
to
edition
spiral bind mine.
Yeah, well, 3rd edition, and then the codexes are so damn small in 3rd edition.
Mine's sitting over in my office right now.
Yeah,
Space Marine one from 3rd.
Yeah.
But I used to when
like the Codex Assassin. That was like 8 pages.
The original.
And they charged you $30
the Space
for it?
Wolf one. That was 5 pages,
Yeah.
and I had that one as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but
garbage.
The new hardcover ones, I don't like them.
I don't mind them. It's just
I especially don't like that last page.
Yeah, the fold-out page.
Who decided that was a good idea?
Yeah, you might as well just have a centerfold in there.
Might as well. It's a big Space Marine. It's just a dude. It's not like naked or anything. It's just standing there and it's like waving.
Hello.
There's a Tyranid. It's just a god.
With a George Takei laugh or voice. Hello. Oh my.
Yeah. That's the one.
Oh my. Anyway. Was there anything else we need to cover?
Was there anything we needed to cover?
No, there actually wasn't any.
There wasn't any need at all.
No, in fact, we just turned the cameras on, started rolling, invited you guys here.
And 26 of you have shown up.
Yeah, well, they're in and out, right?
We had a net gain.
Yeah.
Now I'm hoping you guys play 25 points. Vector wants us to play. Come on. We all know you're going to go home and stay awake for 2 more hours.
No. Because I'm going to go home, have a few beers, and then pass out.
Mm-hmm. Hear that? That's why. Chris is turning you down for this game.
No. Well, what are you doing Monday? Tuesday?
Tuesday is Christmas Eve. I have no idea. But I know Monday I'm going to Toy Trove. And I'm going to smash everyone who I know at War Machine. Oh, drop the piece.
It's under your chair. Yeah, and I invited John to play a game too, because I wanted to squeeze in some escalation games.
And he has the rule book.
Yeah. But, I don't know. What else? No, but as far as playing games...
we're not playing a game at 25 points right now.
No. We should have started an hour ago, I think, if we were going to do that.
Yeah.
But you wanted to rant. But don't you feel better? Like, it's almost, cathartic to sit here and rant to the camera and,
What do you guys think about the new NID rumors, or have you heard about them? Like, 2 points for poison shooting attacks and 3+ to run moves. Good. I need more useless crap. I rambled on about the plus to runs earlier already.
Yeah.
About redundant, pointless, stupid bullshit. Man, this game. Good. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, the Tyranids are...
Ooh, look at all the questions popped out. Play a 25-point game. Oh, that's 2 people that want to do it.
Oh.
Any of you guys pick up a PS4?
Nope.
Nope.
I'm an Xbox kind of guy.
Do any of you guys have Warframe? David keeps trying to get me to get it. But
what's Warframe?
It's an online third-person action game on Steam. I think it's free.
I never heard of it.
Yep. It's a game. I haven't played it. Stripper David keeps trying to get me to buy it.
Oh, Pony. No, I don't. Why? Is it any good, Pony? I don't know.
It's supposed to look real good.
Oh, yeah?
You can, like, run off walls and stuff.
Run off walls?
Run off walls.
When that would...
All I know is there's an ability that involves pushing forward, forward, left, left, shift, down click. And the fact that that is even an ability in a game that's supposed to be an action game makes it basically useless.
Yeah, that sounds completely...
It's like, okay, we're going to run and gun and shoot and cut and run off walls and then go like click, 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 click. What the hell am I doing?
Yeah. I'm hacking up.
Fighting games is not so bad because it's like roll, click.
Yeah.
I do this punch.
That's what we should do. We should get an emulator and play some Street Fighter or something.
I was playing Ogre Battle 64 the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I used to like Ogre Battle. That was a fun one. Did you ever play... oh, crap, now I can't remember the name of it.
What do you do in it?
It was a hexagonal, kind of a weak terrain, and you had to pick, like, up to 4 little characters. And, like, there was one, he was called a Jaeger, and he was, like, this little robot tank dude. There was, like, a flying shark. There was a fire chick. What the hell was that game called? Oh, pooped a little. No, I can't think of it.
I got nothing. I was like, hexagonal game. Final Fantasy Tactics. No. Armored Core. No.
No. This was like PS1.
Tactics was PS1. But anyway.
If I asked my brother-in-law right now, he'd tell me because we used to sit and play. It was a 2-player game, and you could sit there and you picked your forces, and then you'd fight it out. And so sometimes you could pick because they had points values. And so, like, if you went with, say, the heavy Jaeger, you could get, like, 2 of them, and you'd maneuver around the board, and there were strategic points on the map that if you held them, you got extra points, or it gave you a benefit, and, I can't remember what the heck it was called now.
More random live shows.
There should always be more random.
Warframe is free to play. As if that was the reason to play a game. No, I've been playing Guild Wars 2.
Battlefield 4, yeah, I love me Battlefield 4.
And Ogre Battle.
Ogre Battle. Battlefield 4.
I almost played League the other day. And I was like,
Who?
no. League of Legends.
Oh.
Played that game way too much. I have 1,100 wins. That means I've played like 2,000 games. Every game is 45 minutes long. You know how much of my life I've wasted on that game?
What was I going to say? What about Warcraft?
Yeah. When me and Dan were playing Warcraft 3.
Yeah. Well, Warcraft 3 is different. I was thinking about
like old Warcraft?
Yeah, World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft. I never played World of Warcraft. Well, I played it, but I could never get into it because I was always just like, what am I doing? I'm not having fun. Like, I got to the point where I would just, like, run around Orgrimmar in circles. And, like, I'd be sitting there for, like, a good 30 minutes, and I'm not accomplishing anything. I'm just, like, jumping off of things onto other things. And, like, what am I doing? I'm not waiting for a dungeon. I'm not waiting to talk to people. I'm not waiting for an event. I'm just doing nothing. And then I'd start playing other games, and WoW would still be running, and I'd be like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, why am I bothering?
Yeah.
No, and that's why I like Battlefield 4. I like Battlefield 4 because it's
exciting.
It's exciting. You know, you're blowing shit up, and you can just jump in.
Is it Mech Warrior that you were talking about?
No, not Mech Warrior. It was a strategy type game, but like it had like crazy things. Like there was like a flying shark guy. There was this fire chick. She would float around and shoot fireballs. There was this robot tank dude. It was a Jaeger. Yeah. Okay, Owen's gonna start looking up. But yeah, Battlefield 4. Like I could just simply just jump on the Battlefield 4, play a map, stop, and go do something else. You know. And Battlefield 4 is awesome when it works. I only find that we have problems because I've been playing it on the Xbox.
The Unholy War?
The Unholy War! That's it! The Unholy War. Yes.
I played this game.
How'd you not know what I was talking about? Don't you remember the Jaeger, the robot guy, and he fires the missiles?
I didn't play it much.
Oh, man, I'm going to freaking slap you.
Hey, I found it.
Unholy War, that's it.
I searched Hexagonal Tactic PS1 Jaeger and found what he was talking about.
Yeah, that's it. The Unholy War. That was a fun game. Fun. Are you going to look up some YouTubeage on it? That was fun. Oh, yeah, I remember the little rhino dude, yeah. See, we got to screen capture this stuff. Let's see, there's the fire chick. Oh, yeah, and the robot. Little silver, she was like a little Quicksilver thing. Yeah, there's your flying shark. Well, it's a dude riding like a jet bike, but it looked like a big flying shark, you know?
Yeah.
I know, I sound like a crazy person who's on, whatever, but yeah.
What mode do you play in Battlefield 4, Chris?
I play hardcore. And we've been playing a lot of China Rising, and so... yeah. Play Battlefield, the Battlefield series I've been playing since Battlefield 1942, all the mods, 1942. And in Battlefield 2 sucked up so much of my life that for a while I was in the top 100 of Battlefield 2 players. That's how much I played Battlefield. That's how much. That's a lot of hours. I was general, at the time I was a 3-star general, but then it was like there was only so many 4-star general. Like there was only supposed to be ever one 4-star general, but then because so many people were reaching that level, that then they started
artificially capping it.
Yeah, and so it was a while before I made 4-star, but I had enough points to be that general, and yeah. But Battlefield 4 I loved, or Battlefield 2 I loved Battlefield 2, and Battlefield 3 I've only played on the Xbox. Battlefield 4 I've been only playing on the Xbox. Don't know if I'll get an Xbox One. Eventually I think I will, but I'd love to. And Battlefield 4 will be the one thing I would buy an Xbox One for. Because I hear with the Xbox One, I hear that with your head, when you're flying in like a vehicle and you look a certain direction, when you're piloting the vehicle, the screen will move for you. And I was kind of, I got to get that. Because it's so much of a pain in the ass to try and look while you're flying.
Just to clarify, if you look away from the screen, it'll turn the point of view on the screen. Yeah. Because it's like, okay, I'm looking at the screen. Good, I can see what's over there now. Thank goodness.
No. Like, you don't have to turn your head all the way. It's just a simple little motion like this.
My God, all of our problems are solved.
You freaking smartass. No.
Owen, what is your opinion on WWE? Before you start saying on how terrible it is, I would like you to know that I understand a lot of people would find it stupid.
WWE? Do you watch WWE?
It's wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I've never watched wrestling ever.
You've never watched wrestling? No?
No, I didn't. I don't think I've even watched like UFC. Seen like maybe one.
Well, UFC and
yeah, I know. One's like
that's completely different.
Drama or something, but yeah. I don't know. I've never ever watched any of it, and
no.
Like
when I was young, I watched WWF. Like when it was Hulk Hogan and George Animal Steel, Randy the Macho Man. I used to watch it then, in the mid '80s. Then I grew up.
For me, it was one of those like I was aware of it, but I just never was interested. I mean, to each their own. I play a game with tiny plastic soldiers. Am I going to call you out because you watch large men wrestle each other?
I would.
Greased up?
My son watches WWE. And I harass him every time.
Yeah. We got to finish these.
I know. The thing is...
We have until we run out of chocolate.
The thing with wrestling that I don't care for anymore is... Once I realized that it was all make-believe, that the outcome of the match was already predetermined, and they still try and sell it like it's an actual sport and not a made-up drama, that's when it really kind of bothers me. They try and make it seem like it's a legit thing, when really all it is theater. And it's not an actual sport, but they present it like it's an actual sport.
Ah.
You know what I mean? It's
so
complete bullshit.
When you found out it was all fixed, like boxing, when you thought it was true, like wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, in high school, I wrestled, and Not
Futurama.
WWF.
For those of you who didn't quite get that reference.
No, I got it.
I know you did, but we got other people that are watching this, and not everyone has like sat up
Saturday.
at night.
I mean, everybody's kind of
sat up late at night and watched Futurama a lot. But anyway,
it wasn't until I was married that I started watching more TV.
I've actually watched less and less TV. Now I don't watch television at all. I don't even have cable.
Because you got a girlfriend.
I'd like to think that was the reason why I stopped watching TV. I spent a lot of time watching stuff on YouTube. Most of it.
Yeah, see, I don't watch a lot of stuff on YouTube. Because like Alex will have that stuff.
See, but I don't watch like inane, useless crap on YouTube. Like when I'm watching YouTube, like here, I can give you a brief idea. Well, watch, you're gonna get in all kinds of weird stuff when he comes up here.
Like
but you get like a debate between Christopher Hitchens and Jay Richards, and then top 10 Big Bang, and then you get like the truth about Nelson Mandela and what it best explains reality. And like I love Big Think is one of the channels I subscribe to.
Well, that Vsauce, I like Vsauce.
Yeah, Vsauce and Big Think are like similar to each other. Only Big Think is a lot of like. And all kinds of people.
On YouTube, I also watch, you've seen me watching before, is Film Riot. I watch Film Riot a lot.
But at the same time, I've also watched, what's he called?
Yeah, was that a Muppet?
The end of Muppets? I don't even. No, that's popular on YouTube. That's not mine. I can't think of his name. You don't want to see it. It's messed up.
How to enlarge your penis?
Oh, Sexual Lobster.
What the hell, sexual lobster?
You've asked now.
Oh shit.
This is something that David showed me.
Oh, well,
which is your first problem.
Oh no.
With names like Quest of the Man-Whore and Proctology Academy.
Well, this sounds like my kind of stuff, actually.
Captain Planet Rampage. There you go.
Captain
Planet. Oh, you know we shouldn't watch this right now. We got like.
It doesn't take long to share.
Well, Captain Planet Rampage didn't they do that in Robot Chicken? Oh no.
I wonder if people can hear this.
I don't know.
I'll just turn this up a bit.
Oh no.
Oh wait, they can't see it then.
Oh my god, he just ate that bird. Hey, you're Captain Planet, aren't you? Oh my god, you got the fat disease.
You see, you humans dump plastic in the waterways, which gets eaten by the fish, which get eaten by the birds, which get eaten by me. I can't digest it and I can't shit it out. So really, this is more your fault than mine.
Why do you eat birds?
It's the only thing that keeps me from craving human flesh.
This is the crap you watch.
Oi, you...
Like I said, there's quite a variance between the kind of stuff that I'm going to watch.
Yeah.
Moral of the story is he goes on a rampage and kills all of humanity.
Gotcha. So basically you're telling me you have ADD.
What I'm telling you is there's two people in here. One of them is insane.
Yeah. Like I lose my cool when the kids start playing that. What does the fox say? I'll lose my.
I don't even know what that is. So.
Okay.
I'm good. I don't need to know.
No, you don't. You don't want to. It's a parody song of, or it's a joke kind of song that was created, and now it's actually getting actual airplay. And anyway,
that doesn't surprise me.
No, it's.
If you want to get an Xbox One, you should wait for a bit because it has quite a lot of problems.
Yeah, but I'm hearing that about the PS4. I'm hearing like the PlayStation, Battlefield on the PlayStation
is so broken. They were talking about suing them.
Yeah. Like it's the situation's bad on that end. And with Xbox, like on my Xbox, my 360 playing Battlefield on China Rising, right now there's a glitch on Dragon Pass where the model's disappearing, and in fact all you're seeing is their gun running around. That's not fun.
That's not annoying.
That's not annoying. All you see is this gun. And Alex screamed because all of a sudden he was looking for this guy. He knew the guy was there because the flag is not moving. Because if a guy's close enough, the flag's not going to move. All of a sudden this freaking knife was running up towards him. And he screamed. He's, ah! Because the knife came up and got him. All of a sudden was this disembodied knife heading towards him. But yeah, and then the other one is Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker, for whatever reason, if we jump in like any of the aircraft, the game will crash. It seems like every time we jump in the aircraft on Dawnbreaker, the game crashes.
Which is not a good thing.
Which is not a good thing. But
for a released $60 product.
Yeah.
That's almost unacceptable. But that's why I buy indie games where I go in expecting nothing to work. But I only pay $5.
But that's a hipster kind of thing to say, though, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Starbound too. I'm basically a hipster. My friend keeps calling me a hipster. She's like,
You're a hipster.
"Stop wearing plaid. Where's your glasses?"
Yeah, where's your plaid?
That's what I get called. I'm like, "Leave me to my vodka."
Leave me to the warm comfort of my
Owen,
alcohol.
will you be doing any more Gaming with the Cooler episodes where you play Warhammer, Dawn of War, Retribution? It's on sale on Steam, and I'm wondering if I should buy it.
Buy it.
Well, Chris bought it,
I bought it. I just bought it.
which implies that, oh God, I'm making a mess. Oh God!
You know what, though? That's not the first time he's gotten sticky goo on his shirt. And it's dripping down his mouth. I think I've had this before. That's so warm.
I made a mess of myself.
And tangy.
Let me lick my fingers.
Yeah. I don't think we can go any lower, no? It's all dripping down you, man.
Yeah.
It's just turned into Owen's happy Bukaki hour.
All right. Now you have to see my old work shirt. Nobody's going to enjoy this.
Oh, man. Why, what's your old work shirt? What?
Yeah. This is when I worked for Apple.
Oh, jeez. That on you, it seems like an irony.
It does, doesn't it?
It's like you wear it to be ironic. Oh, jeez. Oh,
I see the language filter is off.
why? What language?
Huh?
I don't know. Oh, Pony, if you only knew, buddy. If you only knew.
Like that time
Like that time.
when we were hanging out here after hours. And me and Josh were sitting in here. And then you joined the conversation. And it was, what? I don't even remember. More of the story is, his daughter was in the other room. and,
Oh, man, yeah.
and like,
Oh.
I don't even want to go into it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it was, yeah.
It was bad. It was not family friendly. It wasn't even like, it was like X-rated, not good for people. Kids get taken away for this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Little did I know my little girl was in my office using my computer, and I was carrying on like an ass, and yeah. But she never said nothing to me.
Mini Wargamer Jay. I cannot believe I did not come in today. See, look what you're missing out on.
Yeah, Jay, you missed out. We've been here all day filming this.
I have been here all day.
Yeah, you've been here all day.
I actually did work, though.
Yeah. I didn't get up till noon.
I wish.
I slept in today because I knew I wasn't going to do my show today. And
Joke's
yeah.
on you. You're doing a show anyway.
I ended up doing a show anyway, yeah.
Jay's here. Chris, did you by chance get to try the tea I recommended?
No, I have not. But I told my old lady to pick it up, and so she will be doing that. But yes, I am looking forward to that because I did read up on some of the health benefits of that, and it did intrigue me. And oh, jeez. Jay, how old are you anyway? And we're gonna wait here until he answers. Oh, jeez. What else? What do we got here? LOL, enjoying the freedom you guys are on your own channels. Ha 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 ha.
Oh my gosh, that one tasted awful.
What'd you do? Yeah, I'm done with those. I'm gonna end up breaking out or something.
Don't be a wuss.
Great big pimples on my face. All this chocolate.
This is what we're eating. It's chocolate.
It's one of those big things of chocolates.
This is what's gonna happen when I get home. Because like I have a bar stool and a bar fridge. Because the fridge isn't big enough. And so I'm gonna have a late night show by myself, which is just going to be
Just on your couch like that, just beer can on your chest.
I'm gonna be sitting there Beer cans. I don't drink beer.
Oh, sorry.
I do. But anyway. Jay doesn't know how old he is because he won't admit to it. I told him.
Whatever. Okay, okay. Never mind. I'm not talking to Jay anymore. You're not going to play the game. Not playing Jay. What? Jay's lost. Jay, this is very typical of Jay. Jay we'll have a conversation. Jay will walk into the room, and then Jay will interrupt with a point that had nothing to do with what we're talking about, but then question about what we were talking about, as though he was initially part of the conversation, which he wasn't. It's going to turn into rip on Jay time. And the thing is because he can't type fast enough, he can't defend himself. So I can sit here and spout off whatever I like about Jay.
Whatever you like about Jay?
Whatever I like about Jay. Not whatever I like about Jay. Whatever I like about
See
Jay.
what grammar does?
Spout off about what I like, Jay. Well, the soft glow of his skin.
I like the eyes.
You know how neat his eyebrows always appear, and the way he carries himself. Oh, his dance moves. Jay's got
the singing voice and the puns for me.
Yeah, the singing voice and the puns. Yes, the puns. Oh, Jay's puns. Yeah.
Chris speaks truth.
Ooh, he card read good.
So saith the Jay. See what happens when you don't come in? You don't get to be part of this.
Yeah.
I don't care how far you have to drive. I don't care what state the weather is in.
34? You're a little bit younger than me there, Fire Drake.
Mop.
Wait, how old am I?
Mop. Mm.
I'm 4 years older than Fire Drake. There we go. Wait, 4?
Chris, say about.
A boot.
You mean BF game with 40k stuff? I assume he's meaning Battlefield.
You mean BF game with 40k stuff, huh?
Because boyfriend game with 40k stuff makes far
Oh,
less
Battlefield
sense.
40k. Yeah, there was a mod for Battlefield 1942. Yeah, it was a mod for Battlefield 1942, and it was a 40k mod.
Or tabletop boyfriend.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It wasn't terribly in depth. There was also another one. It was for it was a Half-Life mod, and it was for 40k. Natural Selection, I think it was called. No,
Natural Selection was a first-person shooter that me and Dan used to play.
Yeah, I mean it was a mod for that one. I know there was a 40k mod. It was based off. It was either Half-Life. Because was Natural Selection a mod of Half-Life? Or was it a mod of Quake?
Actually, I'm also thinking of Natural Selection 2.
Ugh. God, you damn kids.
Yep. Don't know what we're talking about in video games.
I don't know. Freaking kids in their rock and roll music and bubblegum.
That's what kids are these days. Rock and roll music, bubblegum, sex, and drugs. It's just a combination of those 4 things.
Yeah.
Mix them up. Average preteen.
Mini Wargamer J, my chiseled features. Yes. His chiseled features. His manly.
According to a test I did yesterday,
Mannerism.
his mental age is 48.
Really? I'd have went a little higher than that.
My mental age is 21.
I'd go a little lower than that.
I'd believe this. Any interest in that 40k MMO scheduled to release in 2015? That's not even what he wrote. I just read that as a better sentence than what he wrote. I added the words that would make that more proper. And then I said things like more proper. As though that was the correct thing to say. But, yeah. No, I don't give a damn. It's another 40k MMO, just like the other 40k MMO that came out and did great. Or the fantasy MMO that came out and did great.
Yeah.
Because you know what we should do? We should blatantly copy other MMOs, not add anything, but skin it so it looks like another game.
Yeah.
And then call it a better game. But it has the good aesthetics.
And the thing is that it seems like whenever anybody, other than what Relic did with Dawn of War,
Yep.
everybody else, every properly licensed 40K, like Games Workshop licensed thing, it just hasn't worked out very well. But everything that was a mod based off of popular stuff was better. Other than what Relic did. Relic did some really great stuff. I bet you the guys at Relic when they worked on that stuff, they loved 40K because it showed in the first Dawn of War. It was so true to Warhammer 40K in the sense of detail and the experience of it, and Dawn of War 1 was a really good game, and a lot of fun for a fanboy of 40K.
Yeah. It wasn't the greatest, be-all, end-all of strategy games.
No.
But it was fun, and if you liked 40K, it was that little bit would push you into wanting to play that one over and over again.
Because, I giggle like a little girl when I had all my whirlwinds, and all at once let off a barrage, and I could see orcs and people flying, and everything was, in these great big explosions. I have the speakers cranked, so you just hear bang, 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 and all these explosions and guys all over.
I was a big fan of Falcons. Just whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah, no, whirlwinds. In Dawn of War, I was a Space Marine player for whatever reason. I don't know.
That's how I am in Dawn of War.
In tabletop, I'm Eldar, but in the video game, no, I was Space Marine. I enjoyed.
Have you figured out what you are in Dawn of War 2 yet?
No.
Joke's on you. They're all the same. They should totally do Dawn of War 3 with all the possible factions.
All the possible factions?
Mop.
Because there's a lot of possible factions. A dragon faction is possible in 40K. A fish people. Sharks.
There is one. They're called Tau.
The Tau aren't fish.
No.
They're not in water. They
No.
don't come from water. They come from desert. So I don't know why they call them fish. Other than to be racist, that they're Asian.
And all the tanks are named after fish.
Right.
And vehicles.
Yeah.
In general.
It sounds more racist to call Tau fish.
Yet they're not a race. They're a species.
Right. But
does anyone have a derogatory term for horses? Because I honestly can't think of one.
Nag?
Because you don't. There isn't one.
Nag. A horse?
How about bees? What do you got?
Where are you going with this?
I'm just saying you can't have a derogatory term for another species that is a fictional species.
Yeah, you can.
Because any name for it is valid as any other name.
No, because they're often equated to our own real world.
I suppose.
Right? Because the Tau are very anime, Japanese feeling, the Oriental appearance, the vibe is very Asian. Asian's really not a really correct term either. I mean, India's in Asia and Russia's in Asia. I mean, really, they get lumped into it? I mean, not really, right? So really, it's more of the Oriental, more of the Japanese. It's really heavily Japanese anime inspired, and it's just bullshit as far as I'm concerned when they start kind of doing that bull.
As opposed to the other factions, which are the epitome of creativity.
Yeah.
I know, let's make an army of Terminators, and let's make giant bugs, because no one's ever thought of giant bugs.
Yeah.
This is the first of giant bugs.
Yeah.
And then we'll have humans, and then we'll have bad humans, and we'll put humans in armor and call them better humans.
Yeah.
And space elves.
Yeah.
What I have to say here is I am the most creative person there has ever and will ever be. GW does a bad job of getting things out to mainstream media. Why is there no high-end Hollywood blockbuster with 40K? Not like they don't have writers. Then the games. Chaos Gate.
Chaos Gate was a good one. But Chaos Gate was essentially like a mod of XCOM.
I think I remember playing that.
Yeah, and you get your Ultramarines and you had to plot your boxes. You had time units and action points. The really fun one with Chaos Gate is that it had such a really good soundtrack. It just had music that was just very
pumping, I remember playing this. Because this is more or less what they took Dawn of War from. Or Dawn of War 2, sorry.
Yeah.
They cut out the turn by turn and made it just real time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was turn by turn.
Yeah, no, I recall.
Cascade was fun though. I enjoyed it because I'm a big fan of XCOM. And
I'm a fan of strategy tech-style games. But who has better fashion sense, Eldar or Tau?
Eldar.
Yeah,
of
Eldar.
course.
Yeah.
Tau don't even have fashion sense.
Neither do Eldar. They just wear armor.
Well,
but whatever.
but like the Tau aesthetic is minimalist. Everything's very minimal, and so you don't get very much flourish from a minimal type of mentality, versus Eldar, where they pursue things to an excess, and you can go all sorts of crazy directions. Especially Dark Eldar. Dark Eldar fashion would probably just be crazy.
Actually, there are many derogatory horse slangs. For example, crowbait is one I know.
Crowbait.
Horses?
Oh, yeah. Crowbait. Yeah. Glue would be another one. Calling them glue.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So.
But is that really a derogatory? Or is that just like a possibility?
It's derogatory.
Like, to call someone, I'm not going to sit here and start listing off, racial slurs. But that's just insulting a person.
That's next week's show.
Yeah, that's next week's show. When we sit here and talk about the differences between, a horse that could potentially be turned into glue and a person of a certain race being called a derogatory term.
Well, really what we should do is, like a thesis, is the racism in wargaming culture, is it positive towards people outside the demographic, or is it negative? Like how race and culture are portrayed. There we go. Anybody who's writing a thesis right now, I want to see it. I'll read it.
Are you referring to, the culture in and of itself, or the fact of, the game community extending to more people?
Yeah, exactly.
That was two different options.
No, the
yes, because that was just
the second one.
Okay.
Where with Tau, they just call them fish, the fish people.
Yeah.
Right? Because with a lot of Oriental,
influencers.
Yeah, they that was a derogatory term, fish head, right? It seems like the word itself, but in the context, and when you're talking about something, it becomes, insulting. And so, I mean, I have no connection to Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, Philippine. Yeah, but it's all in the way people think, really. But we're going to start getting pretty heavy there. We start heading down that road.
I'm going to need way more chocolate if we're going to talk about that. But, yeah.
Well, I don't think we can take it down any further. And now that the mood is gone,
we gotta pick it up a bit to end on a better note.
End on a better note. Let's play roly-poly fish heads. Fish heads, roly-poly fish.
Let's play.
Fish heads, eat them up, yum.
Good try though.
Huh? No, that was the song. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, but you were saying something. I was.
Oh shit! I was making stuff up.
You're like, okay, let's play.
Let's play. Chris is out of here. Good night. Don't forget to tip your waitress.
Do you agree that the Tau/Eldar in the new escalation book broke the tournament scene? As opposed to the other escalation stuff that didn't break the tournament scene. As opposed to 40K's tournament scene. You can't break that.
No.
It's like smashing a lamp and then saying, how come you can't break the broken lamp again?
That was profound. Wow.
Sometimes I wonder what I'm talking about.
Whoa, that was...
And then I remember, I don't
was
care.
so deep. Whoa. I think there was something in that hippie.
My hands are so big.
Yeah, they can touch anything but themselves.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. No, tournament, I personally, I'm not much of a tournament kind of guy. When I was younger,
Rawr.
I kind of gave a crap of that, but not so much anymore.
Me and Dan were talking about Team Canada for the War Machine World Championship type deal. About because Tim and Matt are looking into doing something to find players, essentially tryouts type deal, to see who would be good enough to represent
Niagara
on a Canadian-wide level, at least. I guess it's in Poland is where the main event is taking place, and it's like it's a national international rather competition. And Canada was not represented apparently at the last one. There was no Canadian team, so they want to set up a Canadian team now.
Yeah,
but they want to make sure they have good players go. And I'm like, well, I guess Dan was talking about the people in his local gaming crew. There's like 2 or 3 of them that are like they're the best. When they went, who's the best players we got here? They went bam, 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 because these guys are like they go to the big tournaments. They end in the top 5, top 4, like they're the best guys there. And I was thinking about that for our region. We don't really have like a spot-on list of who are the best War Machine players. Because, I mean, like, Tim is very good, and I would say Eric is very good.
Yeah, Eric's a good player.
Nick's pretty good, though he tends to have a lot of trouble when you go to tournaments, so that doesn't really help.
Nick breaks down.
And
sorry, Nick, if you're watching this.
Yeah, not that you're going to watch this, but you know it's true. You went 2-2 at every single tournament we've gone to recently, so you have nothing to say about it. Whereas Eric is like the undefeated Toy Trove champion. But, yeah, but what I'm saying is just, like, we don't have, like, that person who, like, steps up and is, like, is obviously the best. Like, Mike, who plays Crix a lot at the tournaments, often wins. And I don't think he's ever come in here, but he plays at Black Knight a lot. Here's the one who I will beat using spiked fire dice. Because I am the greatest tactician at rolling boxcars. Denny's on fire. Yeah. I'm winning. You have 1 box left. And then I actually won because he missed on a 6 with boosted. Nightmare charge Fiora. I'm like, I'm the luckiest. The only thing I hate in Tau are the Croots. Everyone hates Croot.
I don't hate Croot. I used to like it when they had their own little codex. Yeah. Chapter approved. Chapter approved. Whatever happened to chapter approved?
It's 40k stamp now.
Right, but it used to be a supplement. You used to get in like White Dwarfs and stuff like that. Chapter approved. It was like a little addendum stuff.
Because now they just approve everything.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, apparently now everything's old.
You can just use whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to use fire? Bring fire. You want to play Forge World? Do it. You want to bring Apocalypse?
Do it.
Yeah,
You want to bring stuff that's outside normal Games Workshop stuff? Do it.
Yep. I made this guy. He's out of Lego.
Yeah.
He's 2 Terminators.
Chris, do the Macho Man Randy Savage voice. I gotta need a drink. My throat's killing me.
Can you play Dawn of War? I can.
Can you play Dow?
Dow.
Like the Dow Jones? Ooh, yeah!
I think that the Bretts could possibly be going away is that the product list is missing a lot of models, even Finecast models.
There wasn't a lot of pewter models in.
Or there wasn't a lot of Finecast that was released. The only Finecast models that were released were like the Green Knight.
Yeah,
and I think the one guy who was riding a Griffin.
He's the king, but he came out in...
That was a while ago, actually.
Yeah. I think he's plastic now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Isn't the king, Leon Core, plastic now?
Could be.
Oh, crap.
You're the worst at this. Just look from that page. You don't have to make a new one. We don't care.
Do we have it bookmarked?
It's YouTube.
Type it in.
First off, we're going to go back to that.
Oh.
And then
we don't need to go back to that.
Go all to the game.
Oh.
This is why I argue that War Machine's easier to play than Infinity. Because the fact that every time after an Infinity game, I come in here and see that there's wikis brought up for how to play the game. And every time we play a War Machine game, you look at the rulebook.
So also, Slim Jim. Ooh, yeah.
Games Workshop is totally not. There we go. Virtual, that's an awful looking model. What game are we looking at? Fantasy and
Fantasy.
Bretonnians.
Brett. Leon Core.
All hail Britannia. That's from a show. Doop, doop, doop. Bretonia.
Bretonia.
Lords and Heroes. What is up with their website? Oh, wait, maybe it's because we're streaming stuff.
Yeah, we're streaming. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is plastic now. Or maybe he's Finecast.
Finecast.
Oh, he's Finecast.
Yeah, there you go.
There's only 4 things for Finecast.
Well, there are only 4 lords.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, that's not... The only thing that they're missing here is, like, a lord who's not one of these guys. But no one knows the difference.
What did they take out the guys on foot? The knights on foot?
Those are core.
Oh
wait, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, just the regular.
Yeah, there was Knights of the Realm on foot.
Yeah, they've dropped paladins. They're not on here anymore.
Well, should be fine cast, and he should be fine cast.
They're not even in the book. Why would they be? It doesn't even make sense for them to be on here. They should be bits, if anything.
I still have this unit, and I have half of him. I don't know where he went, actually. Yeah, look at that, eh?
The Grail Knights.
I'm wondering if they're getting ready for an update for these guys, maybe.
I've argued that they should be the next one to get updates. But like they said, they might be getting taken out. But I'm willing to bet it's more likely that they're going to just release new models.
Yeah, it's probably going to be all new plastics for them. And it'll probably one kit does all.
Yeah, because when you look at this, a lot of the Knights have been switched over to Finecast units. Yeah. The only ones who really haven't have been the core.
Yeah.
And they've dropped all of the other lords other than the guys who are already Finecast. This is an army geared up to get new models.
Yeah. I'll bet you that's what it is. They're not dropping Bretts. They're getting ready to
replace them.
There's
too many Finecasts for them to drop this army. Like when they switched Templars in, there was like one Finecast model for Templars. This one we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Finecasts at least kits, and they're not going to make 7 Finecast kits to give them a half codex.
Yeah. Or just to throw this entire miniature line away.
Yeah, not to mention Empire already got a new codex. So it isn't even like they're going to be getting a second new codex in the edition before another army even gets one. No way. You should go play Dawn of War, Soulstorm, Titanium Wars. All live in original races and all units. Kroot are cool.
Kroot are cool.
There is no BSB there anymore. Has the Space Marine Codex been FAQ'd yet?
No idea.
No one cares. It's Space Marines.
Yeah, Space Marines.
They win. Bring White Scars. The best one.
At first I thought that said fact.
Have they been fact yet? Enough with your fracking swearing. Squaring. Time is it? We could have played a game. Been here for another hour.
I know. Holy crap. Okay. I'm done.
All right.
I can't take this seriously
anymore. We'll call that a night then. You have to eat another chocolate.
No. You eat that. Oh,
there's 2. You have to eat one.
No. You both.
have to eat one.
Both at the same time. What'd you do to that one? Did you spit on that one?
The chocolate.
I'm not eating
I spit on all the chocolates. So you've already committed.
I rubbed them on my bum.
Yeah, that was the beginning.
Little did you know, they were all suppositories.
Joke's on you. These came from David's house. The guy who I referred to as the coke stripper at the beginning of the night, that's where these chocolates all came from. So I trust him.
We're lucky if they're not laced with E or something. The date rape drug.
Prepare for this evening to be exciting.
Passed out on the floor.
Owen, do you also hate Failcast for 40K?
No, you don't care about Failcast, do you? Finecast?
They've gotten better. The only one I was annoyed with was when I bought Morathi on a Pegasus, because their horse was like, these pieces go like this. But when I got them, they were like this.
Yeah. No, and people bitched about Finecast, but I mean,
it was. I'll accept that it was at the beginning. There were a lot of problems, but they fixed them. Like there was an issue with the initial release, and then they've been fixed now.
Yeah.
You can't really complain about it anymore. It sucks that it's so expensive, but I mean that's GW.
And the rumors are that they're phasing out Finecast, which
is hilarious.
I mean, but the talk of GW switching to plastic, that was rumors 10 years ago that Games Workshop wanted to switch their entire product line to plastic. Everything was injection molded plastic. That was the talk 10 years ago. And it's only now are we starting to see more and more of these better and better kits coming out. That, it is starting to make sense now. But, it does take time because they have to change their infrastructure, and
it's expensive.
That's expensive. Now,
very expensive.
That's why the costs keep going up because, they're not going to absorb the cost. Who's going to absorb the cost? The consumer. The consumer absorbs that cost. And that's why everything costs so damn much. Because they're switching the infrastructure, and we're paying the price.
Yep.
If we want to play, we got to pay. Simple as that. Crap, I don't want to end on that note. I'm getting all pissed off on a rant.
Goddamn.
Oh, we got to lighten it up again. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. You guys ready? Here, I'll take my ring off. Get over here. Get over here.
I'm good.
Come on, we did the leather glove.
Do I get to hit you back?
Because
I'm pretty lightning quick.
Okay, what about what was the
that thing where you like slap hands?
Yeah.
I fucking suck at that game. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna let you hit me once, and I'm gonna punch you in the face.
But I took the ring off because the ring is quite heavy.
I believe it. It's a pretty hefty ring you got there.
Yeah. Slap cam. You ever watch slap cams?
No.
No.
I watched that thing when they walked around with the boxing glove in the water and Jackass.
Oh, Jackass, yeah. That's essentially what slap cam is. If you type it into YouTube, you'll see a whole bunch of stupid videos of like they're a bunch of Vine videos.
Yep.
But yeah.
I've been watching those This Week in Fail videos. A little bit of those
Alex
too.
shows me those ones too.
Yeah. A friend of mine, that you should watch these, and then I did, and some of them are quite funny.
Yeah, some of them are
Until
funny.
they start repeating, and then you're like, okay, I've seen this car roll over like 12 times.
Yeah. Crap, I was watching one from this week or last week, and it was funny. Trying to remember now what the hell which one it was. People hurting themselves. I mean, it's always funny. Kind of like Owen getting slapped in the face. All right.
Well, that was my thing.
I'm done. I'm out of here. Don't shine at my eyes. Jeez.
Okay. Yeah.
Frick, now I guess.
You're welcome. All right.
Jerkbag.
We're gonna stop streaming. We're going to end. This has been going on for 3 hours.
2 hours, 45 minutes. Don't exaggerate.
Average live view duration, 37 minutes. That's not true. He's been here for like ever, and so is he.
No, but Fire Drake took off for a little bit to go put his girl to bed. I think it was Fire Drake. Or no, it was somebody else.
I would bet that was
That was somebody who said he had to take off, put his little girl
Pony
to bed.
Pledge.
No, Pony Pledge is a young fella. Or at least I think he's a young fella. I don't know how old Pony is.
Moral of the story is we don't know all of your personal lives.
Yeah,
And so
and that's probably a good thing.
yeah, probably a good thing.
It's probably a good thing that we don't think we know you quite as well as we'd like to know you.
By looking at your name, I figured out who you are, where you live,
Yeah.
and what you're doing right now.
I've got your IP address, and that's all it needed. I know exactly where you live.
You got a webcam, right? Because I can see you right now. Which is basically how we're going to end this on I can see you.
Yeah, mercy. That's it. Should knock you to the floor and hold your arm to your back. Say uncle! Say uncle!
The one day when Dave wanted me and Dan to Indian leg wrestle, and then it became like pulling weights from each other, and like it ended up being the winner was who could get most chocolate in their mouth, which I was glad I didn't win that day because I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That was vile.
Yeah.
A lot of what I said that day got edited out because I had nothing good to say.
Jay, are you in it all this week? Probably not.
Jay, I don't think is coming down here.
No?
It's a long way to go.
I was going to say we'd have a game, Jay, but never mind. Never mind.
You have 14 more minutes. Why? What happens in 14 minutes? Oh, is it 11:30?
So he leaves. What a goof.
Oh, what about a prize?
Oh, what about the prize? Yeah,
you're
you're
gonna
going
give something away.
Yeah.
Why would we get a thumbs down? Ruined it. No more prizes.
Yeah, who left the thumbs down? What the hell's going on here?
Jerks.
Yeah, 21 of you showed up today.
One of you's a dick.
One of you is a dick who put a thumbs down.
All right, Pony Pledge. I'll make a video at another time because it's like late. I've been here for almost 13 hours, and I'd like to go home. So, yeah, we'll make another video and do a giveaway then because I still got to go through this stuff. And
Yeah, you got to clean up because this place is a mess.
Yeah, basically. My scorned crap has just kind of exploded all over the table, and I got to figure out how I can get it all home. So anyway, we're gonna do that bye thing.
Okay, bye, Jay. Bye, everybody.
Yeah,
See ya.
Bye.